But yeah, we got a very special guest on the motherfucking line, Mr. fucking Dibbs. What's up, brother?
What's up, man?
What up? What's going on?
We're just out here living the dream,
What's going
man.
on?
Chilling.
I see.
Hell yeah. We appreciate you calling in and hanging out with us tonight for sure. I know a lot of our listeners were super excited.
Or just wondering who I am, period. Who the fuck is that?
There's a
chance to tell the people.
There's a little bit of that. There's
know.
a little bit of excitement and a little bit of who's this? So
Who's this man of mystery?
it's good for everybody for sure. So we like learning about new things.
We're gonna find out, kind of.
We're
There's plenty to learn about.
Hell yeah, we're gonna learn today. Hell yeah. So yeah, I mean, essentially, we're gonna get learnt. Yeah, essentially what we like to do, man. First time we have somebody on, we like to go way back in the Replicon radio time machine, DeLorean, whatever you call it. We just geared up the fucking sensors or whatever the fuck to 88 point whatever the fuck gigawatts, and we just like to go back in time, man, like where it all started. You know, back in '85, getting in the DJ scene, like where did it all get started for Mr. Dibbs? Like, how did you get into DJing? And I know you were like doing graffiti, and like how did it all come together for you in the beginning?
If you ask any DJ from my era, they'll all tell you the same thing. Herbie Hancock, Rocket, and Grandmixer DST did the scratching. That's the first time most of us saw scratching on TV. And so basically everybody saw that shit and went and got one of those orange turntables buried in their sister's closet, raked the needle back and forth across, hope somebody taped the actual show. Somebody taped it, you watch that show, you learn how to move your hand, you're scratching. Starts right there for almost everybody. There was no internet. You had to catch that shit at like 3 a.m. on MTV when they actually showed music shit.
Yeah. Yeah, right before they played the national anthem.
Yep. And like the graffiti part really had nothing to do with the music. Every kid wants to write his name on the fucking wall under a bridge, you know? So older kid does it big bubble letters, and then you do big bubble letters, and then you kind of go from there, find other people to do it, and there you go. Graffiti.
Hell yeah.
Everybody does it. You do it. You wrote on the wall somewhere. You're a fucking vandal. You did it.
Absolutely. I definitely am a vandal. It may not have been. I may not have been very good at it, but it was definitely like on the bathrooms and shit at school and the desks. And
well, you know, you leave your mark.
That's right.
Egyptians did. That's graffiti. Hieroglyphic. It's graffiti. It's all fucking graffiti. Cave drawings that are protected. That's fucking graffiti. So my shitty tag on the wall, it should be protected, just like your shitty tag on the wall in St. Louis.
Hell yeah. I generally always mark my territory by just peeing on shit. That's kind of my thing. But I'm fucking weird like that.
So that's basically the whole graffiti DJing part. That's how it starts.
Oh yeah. So I mean,
it just never kind of stops, you know.
You know, but like you said, everybody saw it. Everybody reached into their closet and, you know, they pulled out that old record player and they tried to do it. Obviously, most of them didn't succeed. So I mean, was it just
most kids got beat. Most kids got their ass beat because that old turntable, if you call it that, is buried in a closet. But the parents have records, so that's your only option. You fuck up your parents' records, that belt comes off. Extension cord, belt, whatever it was back then. Back when you could beat your kids.
Yeah. The good old days.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, actually, it was kind of the good old days. Yeah, I'll take good old days.
Something like that. Who'd have thought beating your kids, getting beat by your parents was the good old days? But
you got beat by the fucking neighbors, and you got beat down the street from your house if you messed up down there. You got beat up and down the street. Period.
Yeah.
That was your Midwestern life, was getting your ass beat by all your neighbors.
Fucking pulling switches off the trees and shit. Holy fuck.
Yeah, that's about right, actually.
I think our generation was the last generation for that, because I remember it was like the kids even like when I was in high school, it was like the kids in elementary school were like freaking out, like, you don't touch kids. Like, that's when all that shit started going down.
Oh yeah, that shit didn't fly when I was a kid. You just got your ass beat. Teachers, principals, cops. You got used to it.
For sure. I remember when the principal, I went to school when the principal spanked people. I used to go to the principal's office and get spanked with a paddle.
Yeah, I got spanked by the paddle a few times from the principal. Kind of an interesting idea. I think he enjoyed it a little bit too much, but I was probably too young to understand. I didn't figure that out till I was like 16. And I'm like, man, that dude was really into that shit.
Yeah.
Like, old man noise. Plus, he wasn't really that old. That dude was probably 25.
Damn, that's fucked up.
You know, but when you're 8, that dude looks like he's ancient.
Yeah,
so he was just kind of, athletically beating a child and making noises and sweating. Slightly balding. Little gut, Oh, God damn it, you're going to learn discipline. Oh, you feel the discipline?
Oh, my God. Take this discipline. Take it.
It's all about discipline. It's all about discipline.
Take this fucking discipline, little boy. Oh, my God. I had a woman principal. You got two choices when you're in the office. You either got the paddle or you get the jelly beans. Oh, I got jelly beans once.
The paddle of the what?
The jelly beans.
What's a jelly bean? What's the jelly bean?
No, that just meant you weren't in trouble. She had a jar of jelly beans.
Oh, I thought maybe.
No, it wasn't that super weird shit.
I had a different idea in mind for the jelly beans, but all right.
I thought it was like some grit shit where you put it on the floor and you kneel on it and all that shit.
Oh, God. Oh, that crazy.
I thought you were still going to bend over like you were getting whooped, except jelly beans were going to be involved instead of the paddle.
Oh, no. That would have been a whole different world.
You can hold 6 in there without 6 in there without dropping and make it across the room. You're not in trouble anymore.
No more.
You dropped one, you got to start over. Squeeze them out.
Oh, God. I don't know why fucking the bamboozled jelly beans were coming to mind.
I don't think they did not
have
those back then.
No, they didn't have them then, but I'm like, God.
Their bamboozled jelly bean was the black one.
Yeah. That was the black one.
That was the black one.
What the fuck?
Oh, shit.
Holy shit, we're already...
Yeah, this interview took a really dark turn really quick.
Already in a fucked up place. Like, God.
Man, we're in the first 5 minutes and we're already halfway down the fucking road.
I figured we'd end up somewhere.
Kids are getting... People have gotten beat. Belts, switches, neighbors.
Jelly beans going in the ass.
Jelly beans hanging out of kids' ass.
Holy shit.
All while watching Herbie Hancock and Rocket on MTV, learning how to scratch.
You're going to learn how to be a good kid now. Cough.
God.
There it is.
There it is.
Oh, my God. Shit. Okay, let's back up.
So is this
Let's back up.
what kind of station is this anyway? Like college station?
It's just
Community station? What kind of radio station is this?
It's a station where you can clearly say whatever you want.
You said it's 80 points. It's 80 what?
It's repliconradio.com.
What frequency is it?
.com.
It's internet frequency. We're an
I don't know
internet
anything
station.
about that
Website,
fancy web shit.
websites and Spotify,
No, I was wondering,
and
I had
YouTubes and iHeartRadios.
We had a show for like 8 years. I was just wondering. They were just starting to do. We got kicked off the air before the internet show started at the station. We lasted 8 years though. But
that's what's up.
You imagine this conversation times 20 people.
Oh, that sounds chaotic.
Times live sex. That'll get you kicked off every time.
Oh, absolutely.
We used to have a show like that back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, luckily with the internet,
we didn't know that.
FDA. No
we
censorship.
didn't know what was going on. We were just
having a good old time.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's party.
Absolutely. People fucking enjoy the shit out of that shit. So let's see. So in between getting beat and whatnot, you ended up learning how to fucking scratch from watching the greats back in the day, like you said. I know.
Yeah. Yep.
So how did you end up taking that into like, an actual gig? Like, how did you become? I mean, obviously you ended up linking up with LP and Atmosphere and lots of huge people in the underground. Like, how did it go from seeing dude on TV to I'm actually traveling the country fucking DJing?
I kind of at 12 just decided that would be what I was going to do. And I had other shit that I was also going to do, just depend on which one panned out the best, I guess you could say. But that was always the thing. I didn't want to go do shit. I wanted to sit in my room and scratch. So I knew until later on. And that was all. You had to hustle through the magazines. So you sent tapes to magazines. And basically the first real come up was like 93, 94 Rap Pages ran an article about a mixtape me and a friend of mine had done, and they kept running it over and over again, and they made it, and then everybody else picked up on it, and then I put out a solo one, and right around that time we decided to do Scribble Jam, and everything just kind of fell into place. Atmosphere, Rhyme Sayers came to Scribble Jam before it was really Rhyme Sayers and Atmosphere. That's how we met. And so I was already bigger than Atmosphere. They needed a DJ when Idea and Abilities wanted to do the solo thing, and I was in line, and the rest is, that's it. Next thing you know, you're in a van. And then after the van, you're in a bus. Then you wish you were back in the van with a hotel room.
For sure.
And then you're on tour for 9 months of fucking year. It's cool. I mean, it's a fucking job, though. Don't get, it looks like it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. It's a lot of fun till you, it's a lot of fun till you come home and just, I'm not going to elaborate on that one. Just, it's fun, generally.
Yeah. It's fun, but it's a lot of work, and you're stuck in a fucking car or a van or a bus with a bunch of fucking...
Yeah, I have to see you every fucking day.
Yeah.
Now, you like all the dudes at the station you work with, but after 9 months, that's the only face you see when you're 12 hours a day staring at them.
No, I get sick
like
of these
shit
guys
that
after
you
a few hours.
that didn't even bother you. The way he breathes now bothers you. You have names for the shit on the back of his head. You hate each other.
Yeah.
Looking like a pack of hot dogs.
Bands don't break up because of creative differences. Bands break up because they're in the fucking van or the bus staring at each other all day.
Yeah, they're like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
absolutely. So no,
everything else just falls into place. You meet everybody knows everybody kind of in those circles, and so when you're not DJing for that dude, and the next dude's like, hey, if you're available, that's how you keep going. And as long as I was doing the DJ thing in between those things, it didn't matter. I didn't need a rapper. I was already self-contained just by myself.
Oh, yeah.
So the rapper just made that night, when I went out with the rapper, it made that night easier. Because it didn't just have to be me for an hour and a half. He had to actually open his mouth and do his job too. So it evened out.
Absolutely, that's what's up. It's just crazy how it all just kind of worked out. Now you did mention, Scribble Jam. Obviously, that was a huge thing. You were one of the original 3 co-founders of that.
What about it?
I said you mentioned the Scribble Jam. You were one of the 3 of the co-founders of that. That's a huge event that has taken off a lot of people's careers. I know they were having, I guess, what was it, a few years back, like 4 years back, they were trying to get it to come back. Is that ever going to be something that you think would come back?
No. We were going to do it, like you said, a few years back, and we figured we would try to the Kickstarter campaign, because the thing takes, when there's 60 acts and prize money and all that bullshit, we never made it off of it. So you need people to kick in money. So rather than try to hustle sponsors like we used to do, we just asked people to give money. And so goals like $100,000, that ain't shit. For the amount of views that, if everybody gave a dime, we'd have hit the goal day one. But as you know, hip-hop kids specifically are fucking cheap. They're not giving you a dime. They're just looking at it like, oh, there's going to be a scribble jam. Cool, I'll be there. I'm not going to give anything. And it was going to be free if we got to redo it, if we hit the goal. Didn't, so we didn't redo it. And then I guess every year it's kind of in the air as to whether it would happen again or not. And then of the three, one of us passed. So that's it. It's over. One of the key members, like the dude that controlled the graffiti part, he passed away earlier this year. So that was the end of it. There'll never be another one after he was gone.
Well, condolences to that. But yeah, I mean that shit made that's a huge impact on hip hop. I mean, people like Eminem and all kinds of big names. Like we mentioned, you did a lot of shit with LP, who's now part of half of Run the Jewels, which is one of the fucking hugest groups in hip hop currently. So that's fucking.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but I had no idea that it was. You wanted me to come and play. I thought there'd be like 100 people. It was like 3,000. That was a few years back. I didn't even know it was that big.
Yeah.
He caught a second wind, a well-deserved second wind at that.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like, it's crazy the amount of people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just starting as seeing a DJ on TV, and now you're, a co-founder of one of the biggest hip hop festivals. And then working with two of the biggest names in hip hop, and the festival launched all these careers. Like, this is nuts, man. I mean, congrats to you, first of all.
Yeah, oh, thanks. When you're doing it, it doesn't seem like you did shit. Like you could name off 100 things, and I'll sit here like, oh, okay, like damn, really? Because in my mind, I haven't done shit, and I haven't done anything. Anybody, you would have done the same shit if it was sitting in front of you. So that's the way I look at it. Like, I had the opportunity and I didn't let it go.
Well, at least you didn't let it go.
For a while, anyway.
So then you also have your own, or you're part of your own record label and turntable collective. Is that stuff, are you still doing stuff with Self-Core or with the 1200 Hobos?
Self-Core was me and my brothers. We had basically any label name you see that's attached to me other than Rhymesayers is shit we made up to put out a tour record. Or we had there was like a label was like half hardcore and half hip hop and some metal, and Self-Core was that one. And that one we took serious for a minute, but it's a pain in the ass to actually run a record label, especially when you're trying to tour and do other shit. So we kind of let that go. Like it became too much of a hassle. I can't babysit artists. Meaning, when you call and complain to me, I'm not the fucking dude that wants to hear that shit. Be a man, be a woman, do what you gotta do. Don't call me crying. You're an adult. I'm not gonna wipe your ass and tell you you're special. I'm gonna punch you in the fucking mouth and kick you off the label.
Yeah, that's probably not the best approach to running a label.
It kept the roster pretty sparse.
Yeah, I bet. That's what's up. Hell yeah. So, I mean, obviously, like I said, huge accolades, man. Like, all kinds of shit going on. Being a part of Rhymesayers, getting in the... I know you did a lot of skate videos. I mean, you're kind of touched on everything that was like, urban or hip-hop or just, you know what I mean? You're in the DJ, you're in the graffiti, you're in the skateboards.
Alien Workshop and Habitat are from Ohio, so the guy that filmed and edited the first few Scribble Jam videos and DVDs was the guy that actually started Habitat. So that was kind of an easy fit. And then just like with everything else, once the Habitat Alien Workshop video came out and I did the soundtrack, they lined up to get a piece of it for their video games and their soundtracks and shit like that. But that's actually funner shit to do because there's nobody rapping, there's no one singing, it's just music while dudes skate.
Yeah.
So music, just something to nod your head to while you watch dudes eat shit off a rail. Nothing better.
Nothing wrong with that. But it's definitely, I mean, that especially like in that time period, that shit was huge. I mean, skateboarding and shit.
Yeah, I didn't get like even on that one. The Alien Workshop soundtrack Won't Die. I never knew it was like the only video that ever had like a soundtrack made to the whole thing by one person.
Yeah,
I thought that was normal. I guess not.
Yeah. See, man, you just stumbled into all this awesomeness.
Seriously.
Good. Nothing wrong with that.
I did.
I need to trip. I need to trip a couple times.
I think the theory is the less hard you're trying to do it, the easier it happens.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying I don't grind. Basically, I'm not kissing anybody's ass over anything. So if you want it, I'll do it. If you don't, see ya. And that generally has worked out because I actually don't give a fuck whether they want me to do it or not. If you want it, pay me and I'll do it. If you don't, get the next dude. And you'll just be like, hey, could you make it sound like Dibbs shit? Why don't you just get Dibbs? It happens all the time.
Yeah. There you go. You created your own lane, and now no one can deny it. So,
and what are you guys listening to there? Let's turn it around.
What are we listening to?
Yeah, what do you listen to?
I mean, I listen to a lot of underground hip hop, like, but a different style of underground, like a lot of like Juggalo hip hop, like Twisted, Lex the Hexmaster. You know Twisted?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we actually just came back from the big Attack of the Ninja show.
Which I saw it online. Wasn't there something in Dayton too?
It's the Alazululu CD release party. That's at the end of September. We're actually hosting.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll be out there hosting.
Oh, in Dayton. Oh, well then I'll be there.
Hell yeah.
That's only 45 minutes up. I'll come to it. It's only 45 minutes up the road.
Awesome. It's a big deal for everybody that listens to them and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with them guys, but they're Alazululu. They wear like masks, but they literally just got signed to Magic Ninja. Like, well, it's been a while, but they just announced it like a month ago. So this is like their big coming. We're here party.
Magic Ninja is whose label?
That's Twisted's record label.
Magic Ninja is Twisted's label?
Yeah, after they left Psychopathic, they started their own record label, and they got like 18 artists now.
Yeah, I remember when that happened, like when the split happened.
Yeah.
That was kind of a big deal. At least for the venue that both of them played in Cincinnati, called Bogarts, and I owned a couple restaurants on that street. Plus, that was kind of our street. So I'm familiar with that from watching the lineups for the shows.
Yeah.
And inevitably, I wanted to see the shows. So we went in and saw the shows. And, well, fuck, man. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Like, seriously. Like, mind-blowing, like, holy shit. Like, nah, it was a fucking shit. If there's ever been a show I've ever seen, it's one of those shows. Like, nonstop holy shit. And I've never seen that many kind of, like, you can't take this the wrong way. You have to understand the scenario. Some local dude picking on some kid that, well, basically looks like a clown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that kid, and I'm watching because it's just some, like, little scrawny kid dressed different. Big fucking deal. But this little kid doesn't look scared. He looks down. I mean, there must be 2,000 people in line. First time I ever saw it, and he screamed family. And that dude disappeared, not the kid, the dude fucking with the kid, disappeared underneath the crowd for about 10 fucking minutes. And, yeah, no, I remember the feeling like, man, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
If everybody did that,
yeah,
it would be great. You know, they had numbers, you know. This was one asshole, and there was 1,500 kids trying to kill him.
Yep.
It was one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, that's
so I never had anything but respect for the whole thing. Well, I couldn't believe the amount of they all stuck together, man. Cats don't really do that, so that was impressive to see.
Yeah, that's definitely a big thing in that community. Like,
it's why we're all a part of it.
For sure,
we're all family.
That family mentality.
Right on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can tell.
But yeah,
it's commendable in a really weird way. You know what I mean? Like, You motherfuckers scream family and mean it.
Yeah.
Cats don't really do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Everybody says family. You'll hear family everywhere. You hear that every family. Familia, family. But every time one of y'all says it, there's 20 people at your side, like boom. Like out of an empty room, poof, and there they are. You gotta respect it.
We're everywhere, and we're everywhere. You don't know where we're at. We're just there.
Hell yeah! I mean, yeah, I would say that's the biggest.
Yeah, I kind of got that feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely do a lot of that. I listen to a lot of that, but I mean, I listen to fucking everything. We do mandatory Michael Jackson every Monday on the show. So,
and I listen to female pop singers. I listen to Mercules. I listen to all kinds of shit. Like Mercules is one of the big ones that I've been listening to. He's coming up in the underground hip hop scene and
motherfucking Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll. He's kind of been established, but fucking everything from Ghost Main to Suicide Boys to Mercules. It's kind of like basically just all over. I don't listen to country or R&B.
I'll rock some R&B.
I will not rock. I feel it makes me feel uncomfortable.
What about old country?
Nah,
like Hank Williams and shit. I'm down. I like country. I
like blues. That's
like old country dudes are fucking gangster though. Like they sing about the shit. They really did it.
Yeah, like David Allan Coe.
If it's the 50s, if it's the 50s and 60s, you could take Liberace. I bet he was curb stomping some dude after a show.
I believe it.
It was a whole different world back then. Yeah. Well, he might have curbed. Yeah.
Yeah, Mozart had a song about licking his ass.
Well, I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, it was.
That's what it's called.
Symphony in A.
Yeah, no, it was called "Lick My Ass." Like
Symphony in A minor.
You're right.
Leak my. It was the title was titled "Lick My Ass." It wasn't lyrics.
Symphony in A Shizer.
Shazer.
Shazer.
That's fucked up. But yeah, man. Essentially, me personally, a little bit of everything, and we try to get a little bit of everything on the show. We're definitely trying to delve into the other side of the underground hip hop and stuff. We had the homie NME the Illest on a few weeks ago. That dude was super awesome.
Right on.
Definitely trying to get into that. I know we've been talking to like Apathy and a few other people, so hopefully we can. We're trying to get some more cats on and learn some more about.
Who's that one guy from New York that we had on?
NME.
No, the guy with the painted face, the black guy.
Oh, Grizzy Hendrix.
Grizzy Hendrix. We had him on too.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's up and coming.
Yeah, he's dope. But yeah, we be trying to do things, man.
There's only so many hours in the day to
I
listen
can
to
see
music.
that.
I
know.
I'll throw one out there for you though. You can tell us something about Lynn Steal My Sunshine. I want to hear more about that.
Oh yeah, I can tell you all about that dumb shit. Here, it's actually. Oh, I'll talk about it. I already whooped a reporter's ass for it, so I can talk about it now.
I promise. That
was Nardwar.
I heard about that. Well, I was going to ask you about that. Back then, he wasn't funny about the shit. Back then, it was more. At least it came off like he was being a smartass, like taunting you. And so I kind of knew that Jane's addiction had slapped him around a little bit. So fuck it. I just figured I would follow the lead. And he came at me right out the gate with that shit, and I'm like, I didn't tell him the story. I just fucking snatched the camera and slapped him right. He's like a fucking 110-pound dude. I couldn't beat his ass. I just manhandled him a little bit, Stole the camera.
Took the camera. Nice camera. Yeah.
Hell yeah. No, that's fucking hilarious.
So here is the Lynn story. Here's a fucking Lynn story. So there's a record label called Four Ways to Rock, and I was on it. A-Track was on it. 6'2" was on it. Mocha Only was on it. Buck 65. Bunch of underground dudes. Most of them were from Canada. And the cat that owned the label hit us all up and was like, hey, I got a deal with Sony Work Group for $1 million. And so I'm going to do this album. And Lynn was like a garage punk band. It was a punk rock band.
Oh, wow.
And then So we showed up. They flew us all up to Canada to Toronto to like make this record. And then when we got there, he was like, no, not like that. Do it like this. And so basically, we showed up with shit that we would have used, and they kind of turned it into, you know, you can make anything sound pop, I guess. And we didn't. The record was so shitty as we worked on it, we weren't even worried about it. We thought, no, it would never see the light of day and no one would give a fuck. So they had this song, and they wanted to be Steal My Sunshine, and so I did beat, and they're like, we need a sample, and I went back to New York for work, like for other DJ shit over the weekend, and my cousin is Sarah Jessica Parker. We grew up together. And so I'm telling her what I'm doing in Canada, and she's like, you should take the theme song from Sex and the City and slow it down and sample that shit. And I'm like, and I laughed, like, yeah, word, okay. And when I went back, that's what I did. Okay. And so that song from Sex and the City got sampled, and Steal My Sunshine went platinum in 2 days.
Yeah.
And when the record was about to come out, I had the option to take like 10 grand or take points on the record. Mm-hmm. So 10 grand was a lot of money then. And points didn't mean shit. I didn't really understand what a point was. So if I had taken the points, I would have been a millionaire a week later. Yeah. I took 10 grand, and that's all I ever got.
Damn.
And the rest of the dudes never even got paid, period. And now you can catch the best of Lynn on Where Are They Now?
Yes, you can. Yeah, one of the last one-hit wonders there, with a little help from Mr. Dibbs.
What was the what?
I said one of the last one-hit wonders there.
I didn't. Dude, I really didn't think. If you ever heard the whole record, you'd be like, "There's no way anybody bought this."
So, well, I tell you,
yeah,
my buddy bought it, and I made fun of him for years, still to this day. So I thought it was really funny when I found out you were part of that.
It's really funny when I go to a bar or whatever, and half of my homies know when they'll fucking start the jukebox in four. So I either go Slayer, Rain in Blood, and then Steal My Sunshine. So everybody will turn around and stare at me, and I'm like, thanks. I can't get away from it.
You probably never
fucking go to shoe stores, record shops, amusement parks. I hear it all summer long. The pool behind my house, the public pool, playing out in the morning. Today, I woke up to that shit playing today.
God damn.
It won't leave me alone. And my cousin still thinks it's the funniest shit ever. Whenever I see her, she's like, they still play Steal My Sunshine. I fucking hate.
That sucks, but it's hilarious.
It's your fault. Wouldn't have been a hit if she hadn't said, hey.
Oh, Jesus, it's like Decepticons.
What it is. I can say I got a platinum record and feel really bad about it at the same time. You can't really get that often. But, dude, I've done a million, man. You want to scratch on my beat? And when I was drunk, I said yes. And then 4 years later, sober, like, hey, man, you want to scratch on the beat? And you think back, like, fuck, man, I bet I said yes to that asshole at a bar. And then you do it, and no one ever hears it, ever.
Yeah.
But there's always one. And Lynn was my one.
Ain't that a motherfucker? I bet you take... Are you playing it? God damn it.
Oh, joy.
I bet you take... I bet when
oh, my God.
Oh, he heard it.
If you dig deeper into that record somewhere, the second single or whatever with Bismarck, she literally sings my name. Mr. Dibbs is on the cut.
Oh shit!
Cut, I swear.
I didn't even know they had a track with Bismarck.
Really
That's crazy. That's dope. Hopefully
that'll be playing when I kill myself one day. They found a copy of Steal My Sunshine in his suicide note.
Why are we laughing at that? That's fucking terrible. Holy shit, that's funny.
And I'm gonna die a natural death, and that's gonna be my fucking headstone. I'm gonna have my wife make that my headstone, a big giant copy of that fucking thing.
It could just
he couldn't get away from it, and here he lies.
It'll just say "Steal my." Here lies Mr. Dibbs, steal my sunshine. Mr. Steal my sunshine. Dibbs.
Sunshine, no, Mr. Dibbs, sunshine stolen. And there I am.
Oh,
Here
God.
lies Dibbs under my sunshine.
I was walking. God damn it.
Yeah, you know what the really bad part is? You could like ask 100 people, and maybe 80 will be like, "Man, I don't know that," and then it comes on, and they're like, "Oh," and they know all the words.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everybody knows it. I can't believe that. Everybody knows it.
God damn it. I bet you take points now, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Huh?
I said I bet you take points now, huh?
Oh yeah, dude.
Let me get the production credits.
I mean, at least I would have had more. I would have had more money to squander. That's for sure.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I would. I didn't know what a fucking point was. 3 points in your mind. It's $3.
Yeah.
That's not going to equal $1 million. You know what I mean? And then when that dude had 2 Range Rovers and 3 houses, and we're all staring at him like, "Dick," and he's like, "I told you to take the points." Yeah, but we're broke. 10 grand lasted me 2 years.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Like, give me a bonus or something. I'm like, damn.
Now we tried all that shit. He wasn't coming off with any more money.
I bet. That's fucking wild. Man. Holy shit. What the fuck
Yay.
else? God, I got so much shit on this piece of paper.
It could be worse. It could always be worse. Not much worse, but it could be worse.
Yeah, but now I have a fun story to tell about Lynn.
It really is. It really is on that one "where are they now" shit. I see it all the time.
Well, I believe it.
That's the reason I never when hey, we're doing a video. I'm not in the video. I wouldn't do the videos. I wouldn't do shows. I didn't want anything to do with it. I wasn't in the group. But they tried to get everybody to do it, and nobody did. Nobody from the label that was actually on the label did any of that shit. We all avoided it. So to make up for it, they would scream our names in the hooks at choruses on MTV Spring Break. That happened.
Jesus Christ.
Say, Mr. Dibbs, Mr. And I'm not there.
They're just trying to get respect, man.
Watching that shit, like, just let it die.
Please
let it die.
They had to get that respect. Well, luckily for you, MTV has died, so you probably don't have to worry about it too much, besides hearing the song in every hallway, music bar, elevator.
Yeah, it'll never go away. If I ever need to find it, MTV will definitely have a copy. Fuck.
That's fucking crazy, man. So you don't make $1 million, but you stay in the music. You keep doing your thing. You're touring the country with Atmosphere. You said you ended up linking up with LP. You guys are out there doing it. They form Run the Jewels, and then I guess recently you worked with them again. You did the Run the Dibbs remix record. How did all that, how did stuff like that come about?
Yeah. I was when L did "I'll Sleep When You're Dead." That was the record that I was on. He had me do the promo mix thing for it to advance the record, so you could hear 5 minutes of the record. And I don't really do standard mixtape shit, so I'm not blending your song into the next song. I'm taking all your shit, deconstructing it, and running it through circuit bent samplers and shit, and rearranging it. So I hit him up because I didn't actually have any of the Run the Jewels stuff. I was bored, and I'm like, send it to me so I can make a little mix thing just for fun. And he was like, "No, why don't you do the whole deconstruction mix thing, and then we'll put it out." And so, yeah, all right, he sent me all the shit, and that's what I did.
Hell yeah!
It was just him asking me to do it.
That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, if you guys are out there listening, you guys are big. You're not familiar with Mr. Dibbs, but you want to hear a little bit of your big Run the Jewels fan, just hit up MrDibbs.com and you can actually listen to the Run the Dibbs, Run the Jewel remix album. What's that?
Yeah, it's actually on runthejewels.com too. You have your choice.
Even better. Hit them all up. Just go to MrDibbs.com so we can see the flux in traffic and be like, look, People actually listen.
Yeah, clog the website, crash it, please.
Crash that shit.
Buy stuff. Go there and buy a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I know. I guess as of lately,
Crash it.
we mentioned earlier that you were doing the skate videos back in the day, and then recently you just did you linked up, like Thrasher hit you up and you did a DC Shoes commercial.
Yeah, they what is that video called? Street Sweeper, and it was like right when Run the Dibbs came out. Anytime I put something new out, a skate company is right behind it for like follow up, and they wanted they used it for the commercial. It's actually the first 4 minutes of the video. So the commercial is that music, but the first 4 minutes of the actual Street Sweeper video is my music too.
Oh, okay.
So they just, hey, can you do some music for the thing? And I'm like, what do you want? And like they always say, we kind of want it to sound like the Alien Workshop soundtrack. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Just like the newer version.
That, and then basically, yeah. And then so Kelly Hart kind of popped up.
Yeah,
yesterday actually.
Posting pics
with that
on the Insta.
photosynthesis with the Alien Workshop CD.
Hell yeah.
He put up something, and then I talked to him later. He's putting out a video of footage he never released, and so I'm doing the music for that one.
Hell yeah. So look forward to that coming out, new Kelly Hart video.
And a bunch of other shit. And a bunch. I don't know when his is coming out. The next thing, I have two things coming up, like in the next 2 months. One is just a collection of everything that I do and put. When you put an Instagram post up that's a minute long, there's probably 10 minutes of shit that I did that I couldn't put up there. So I combined that all into kind of a, here's what I did last month thing.
And that's what all your circuit bending with all the toys and stuff?
And then I got a live one with copyright. Yeah, with the toys, yeah. The toys keep you from getting sued. You circuit bend a toy, you're not getting sued for that sample. It just doesn't happen.
What is that? Yeah, I guess the sounds on those probably aren't really copywritten, are they?
And nobody... Say what?
I said the sounds on those toys probably aren't copywritten, are they?
Nah, you can't do that. Like you sell a kid a shitty $20 keyboard, and I get that at a thrift store and turn it into this thing that sounds like an adult beast of a glitched robot having sex with another robot, big robot orgy. Well, you can't copyright that. You already sold that keyboard. Whether you sold it to a kid or an adult, it's still an instrument. You can't sue Les Paul for playing the shit out of his guitar, so same thing applies.
That's crazy. Yeah, the fucking those Instagram videos are crazy. Like to see all the toys and shit. Like where did that whole that's like your big thing right now. Like a lot of people who may not have known you for all the other things you did are definitely trying to pick up on this. Like how you just decided to pick up toys one day and start fucking with them?
Well, I knew about it off and on since 97-ish. I messed with it. It just never did it seriously. It never actually accomplished anything where I'd be like, hey, check it out. And then in one way, you've heard it and just not known it was there. Like most people don't broadcast it. You know what I mean? It's just kind of in the background.
Yeah, I probably heard.
Me? If I'm making Elmo... Yeah, definitely. You've definitely heard it. I mean, but if I take a Tickle Me Elmo and make him have an LED penis and he loops and it sounds like a really grimy, grungy bass line and it's actually his voice saying, Elmo! Well, yeah, I'm going to put the video up of his penis shining because it's funny. But if you buy the music part, it's really dope. But mostly the LED penis is funny.
Yeah.
Plus, it's your kid's toys, and you're like, man, that fucking thing didn't do that. And that's the other part is like you make them take all the sounds out of them, give them back to your friend that let you borrow his kid's toy and watch that kid freak out when he turns it on and speaking spells like, fuck me.
That's fucking awesome.
I don't remember it saying that.
I don't remember that one. No, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, I mean, seeing the process is cool, and then actually with the toys, it just adds a whole nother fucking element to it. You know, you're like, holy shit. It makes me want to go out and buy a bunch of fucking seek and says and shit. Just be like, moo, motherfucker. You know, like,
bitch, I'm a cow.
I'm pretty sure you don't want to go down the road into circuit bending. Trust me, you're never coming out of that rabbit hole ever.
I heard.
Hey, ask my wife. I'm sure she mentioned it at some point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I spoke to her earlier, and she was talking about you going into all the stores and shit, and just having going in the stores and just grabbing shit, and just people are used to it, and then two, all the shit that's in your house.
Well, you think about every thrift store you've ever been in. Where's the big security force? There's no security at a fucking thrift store. They get all that shit free.
Yeah.
No fucking overhead there. They're not buying that shit. People are going in over, essentially we're going to dumpster. So after exciting to talk about, and it's even less exciting to watch someone do it.
Oh, no.
The exciting part is when you have it in your hand and you're sitting there making something say fuck.
Yeah. Well, it's fun. It's fun to see it on the videos on Instagram, but that's just a short version. Hell yeah! So you're doing?
I did a record with him. Although it's just a matter of him finishing his parts. So it's about my shit's all done. All the music's done. He's just got to drop a few more scratches in there, a few more pieces, and then that's another record in the bag. That's a big one, but again, not talking about it till I have it in my hand. You know what I mean? Like talking about it. So I can sit here and tell you how great it is, but you can't hear it yet.
So I mean, we talked a lot of shit you did in the past, man. We got some shit coming up. I know, you've done a lot of huge shit in your life. Again, I want to thank you for hanging out with us, because I know you've actually been a lot of pretty big places. You've been featured on Jimmy Kimmel, Saturday Night Live. I guess I want to hear the story about Jack Osborne.
Which one?
I mean, if there's more than one, holy ship.
All of them.
I guess he was like a big fan. He wanted you to meet his dad or something.
Well, there's one where. Oh, yeah. I mean, where the fuck? That was Jimmy Kimmel, and so that was the second or third time doing Jimmy Kimmel, and so they have like the big, just every bougie Hollywood bullshit thing you can think of is backstage in Hollywood. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to do with that shit. Like you feel about as out of place as you can possibly feel from there. So all this ass kissing is normal. To me, it's not. So I don't want any of it.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hanging out in the other green room, and so all he kept saying was the band that was scheduled the night before got rained out because they were playing outside. So we were going to play inside, and they were going to do their show outside after us, and that was what they kept saying. And we're like, yeah, whatever, we don't care, it's fine. And then while we're sitting there, here comes this little, pumpkin. And he's kind of a little cocky fucker. He comes up and he's like, I can't do his voice. He just, hey, my dad wants to meet you. And I'm staring at him like, like I know the face, but I can't plus I'm probably fucking half a bottle of vodka down at that point. That was the one thing. I just take the vodka and go backstage. So yeah, half of a big ass bottle of vodka and just staring at him like, whatever. So he's like, hey, my dad really wants to meet you because I had that routine with the War Pigs, and Jack had heard me do that at the Roxy like the year before. Because there's a balcony thing with a glass room up there, and I remember seeing him up there basically masturbating in the window while I did War Pigs. So he recognized me again. I'm serious. He's up there jumping around, fucking throwing his hat. Yeah, that's my dad's stuff. I've done so much. Oh. Never mind, that is my dad's stuff, though. So he, my dad wants to meet you, and I still, it hadn't clicked in my head who I was talking to, and so I walked from the one door here, 10 feet to the other door, and walk in, and then Sharon Osbourne's right there, and she's, hi, nice to meet you, and blah, 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 and you like my husband's music? And I'm like, yeah. And so, like, basically she's talking to me like I'm there to, I'm a fan. And I mean, I am, but I wasn't there to fanboy any of them. Like, I was drunk, so I was already happy. There was no fanboying when I'm drunk. And then Ozzy came up and was like, Ozzy walked up, and Jack was like, hey, this is the dude that did the War Pigs thing. And that's when it dawned on me who Jack was. I knew who Sharon was. I still hadn't put Jack back in the little hat that Sean stole off his head, and blah, blah, blah. We were kind of making fun of him for masturbating in the window.
Yeah, that was before we knew who he was, really. That was before their reality show.
Yeah. But it might have just been starting, because he was at the Roxy upstairs drinking, and he was all of, 13, 14 maybe when it started?
Right.
So at Kimmel, he was a couple years older, and Ozzy walks up, and he's like, War Pigs, and I'm like, yes. And then I looked at Sharon and Sharon Oz War Pigs routine, and so I went and got the CD, because that was the tour CD I had. That was the hidden track. Came back, and Jack put it in the CD player, and he's playing it. I'm like, it's at the end. You got to scatter into the distance. It's like a hidden track, and he gets to it, and he starts singing it. We're like, and then he had this fucking look like someone just shitting his fucking Cheerios when it dropped in, and I'm scratching, oh Lord, yeah. And he looks at Sharon, he's like, what is happening? And she looks at him and says, he's scratching your record, like the rap stuff. And he says, the only audible thing he said the whole night, I don't even rap, Sharon. And she goes, he's making it rap with his hands. And he goes, and she's like, he thinks it kicks ass. And then we went on, did our show, and then they came out on stage, and like, they're outside, it starts raining, and when he's walking up, you gotta understand, he's walking like he's 90, man, and he's like been in the war, like he's like, looks like John Merrick trying to make his way up there. And then he's walking past me, and we're waiting, we want to watch Black Sabbath, and then he looks, and he's like, War Pigs, to the drummer. And the drummer's like, mate, salute. And then they keep going, and then the minute the music comes on, he's Ozzy Osbourne, I mean, fuck your daughters and kick ass, let's go. And then when he turns around and walks off, he comes back down all cripply, and he looks at me like, War Pigs!
War Pigs!
And then I was it, And then we stole Jack's hat again. Because he had every time we saw him, he was wearing a down hat. And so every time we saw him, we took the hat. And he must have a little closet full of down hats. Get it? You like down. Dope band. We get it. So we just kept taking his down hat.
Oh, God.
That's
the best fucking
Jack Osbourne
Ozzy.
for you.
That's the best
Ozzy.
It
sounded like if you took Ozzy sounds like Bob Cat Goldthwait and a Furby put together. When you pull the Furby's tail and it farts, but instead Bobcat comes out through Ozzy. It's like Harry Carey, but really fucking drunk.
War Pigs.
Hey, you guys like War Pigs? Hi.
I don't even rap. This guy's making me rap.
Hi. Hey, it's the move. Was made out of war pigs. Would you eat it? I know I would. I'll wash it down with a nice cold glass. Hi!
Sharon!
What the fuck is going on?
That's Ozzy. That's Ozzy Osbourne 100% the whole time.
Oh my god!
You see him on TV. He's on a new show now. He actually
man,
talks normal. I'm waiting for him to get a voice box. Can you imagine that shit through a voice box?
He's gonna do all natural circuit bending.
Yeah. I'm gonna circuit bend his voice box for him when he gets one. He'll
go.
talk normal. Hello. He'll turn the knob. It'll be all fucked up. And he'll turn the knob and like, I am Ozzy Osbourne. Hello. Welcome to the Black Sabbath. Oh Lord, yeah.
Oh Lord, yeah. I don't even rap, Sharon. Oh, I'm fucking sweating.
Yeah, that was a good one. I forgot all about that shit.
That was just one
that
Jack
shit.
story.
You'd be surprised what people do. What is Jack doing?
No,
Isn't he kicking trees in Thailand or some shit?
No, I said, and that was just one of your Jack stories.
Yeah, fuck. Holy shit.
Yeah, they pop when you're in LA and when they were popular, they were at everything, especially Kelly.
Oh, yeah.
She was very, very shiny. You could see her from across the room.
That was before she lost half of herself and then became a TV pop star.
Oh my god.
I don't think nobody saw her after she put out the record. She was too big for everybody then.
Oh yeah.
I didn't really care either way.
Now
she didn't wear the down hat, so I
now
didn't
she's
have
on
anything to steal.
that morning show and she's all hot shit. And
I never stole a crow.
She just looked like she was always sweating. She just looked like she was always sweating. She was perpetually hot, like just sweat dripping off her.
She was very shimmery for sure.
Yeah, she shined a lot. I mean, that you said exactly what I meant by shiny. She was sweaty. She was glistening.
Yeah, she was perspicuous.
Looked like
she was
like a well cooked.
She was a war.
She was like a well cooked rib. Yes, there you go. Just say it looked like a well cooked rack of ribs.
Fucking war pigs.
Oh my god.
War pig.
War pigs.
War pig. Goddamn Osmanian devil.
War pigs.
Holy shit. Oh god, that's fucking great. I love this guy.
Steal my sunshine.
Fuck. Somebody stole Ozzy's sunshine. That's for sure.
Yeah, he did.
Holy shit. Wow. What other kind of fucking craziness can we get into?
This has been all over the place.
Hey, man.
We started out with jelly beans getting shoved in kids' asses for correction. Now we're on fucking Ozzy Osbourne stealing Jack hats.
If you're just tuning in, this is Mr. fucking Dibbs.
Mr. fucking Dibbs has got a
I know we jumped pretty far there pretty quick.
Yeah. We still got plenty of time.
You can ask me what you literally could ask me whatever you want. I don't really care. Talk about whatever. Seriously.
Well, I know I wanted to touch on at least one more thing of craziness.
I'm going to talk about beating your ass, dog, if you don't get out of the window.
Fucking dog.
What would you like to hear about?
God.
He brings it right back down.
The big party the big party series of unfortunate events that went down with you and LP in Germany.
Oh yeah.
You have my attention.
Hey. Oh yeah, okay. So man, let's just start this off with, let me preface this with, Germany is a very gray place.
Oh.
Like, it makes you feel like shit. It's dark, it's rainy, it's like they never fixed it. Like, you'll be sitting in a nice hotel and across the street it looks like the fucking bomb dropped right there. So you kind of are in this weird mood. That was one of the first tours we did together. We're still getting used to each other, but you know.
For sure.
whatever. I'm drunk, so it doesn't matter.
Cheers.
So we do to sit there and watch TV with my best friend, big bottle of vodka. And Elle comes in the room, I don't know, 3:30, 4 in the morning, and he doesn't say shit. He sits on the other bed, and then he's like losing his shit, upset, crying. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I get up and I'm like, dude, are you right? And he like drunkenly swings at me like, no! And I like just step back and watch it go past me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking out of here. So vodka, water bottle, pour it in, go downstairs. The bar should be closed, but everybody from the tour and all the tour managers are at the bar, and they got this dude. They just forced him to open the bar in the lobby. So I'm trying to figure out what the fuck happened. And so what had happened was someone on tour with us, their twins, his girlfriend's twin sister is stationed in Germany, so she was at the show, and she was hanging out. And she got in the cab with him and Elle at the end, and there was an argument in the car. I wasn't there, so I don't know exactly how the argument started, but that turned into a fight when they got out of the car. So there's this big fight, and that's Elle in the room with me and everybody else at the bar. So this is where I try to figure everything out while I'm drinking. And we have a tour manager that looks like the drummer from Def Leppard, and I'm almost positive it was him.
Did he have one? He only had one arm?
One arm and shit and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yes. No, dead ringer. Even just uncannily looked like him, and I would say shit about it every now and then. He kind of look at me like, shut up. Don't talk about that. I'm not really sure. Is there a fight outside? Oh, shit. Hold on. Maybe you get to hear a fight.
Hell yeah.
Maybe I could instigate a fight. Hold on.
Hell yeah. Do it.
Brawl in the street?
Pay you $50 a tooth.
I don't know what they're doing. Oh, they're just selling weed. Anyway.
Oh, yeah. We don't care about that.
You gotta be loud about it or it doesn't count, right? So.
Exactly.
All right, so we're in the lobby. The person that got in the fight with him, I corner him. I'm like, so what happened? And it was me and this guy Wilder and the other person. And we're like, what the fuck happened with Elle? And he tells this really sappy, drunken story, and then he tries to pick up this marble table, and I mean like 500-pound marble. By try, I mean he picked it up with no effort. He's going to throw it through the plate glass window of the hotel in Germany, and so I try to stop him, and he throws me across the room, like 20 feet in the other direction. I slid. I'm like, fuck. Then I think I got to fight this dude. He's twice my size, but no. He decides to fight himself in the lobby.
Okay.
So he literally gets in a fist fight with himself. So he's beating the shit out of himself, but he's boxing like it's the scene in Fight Club where he's getting drug around by something that's not there.
Right.
So now the guard is standing there like, what the fuck is this big black dude in the lobby fighting himself while me and the skinny dude are trying to restrain him. He picks both of us up, carries us to the elevator, throws us in the elevator, pushes like floor 8. We get back down, he's carrying the Def Leppard drummer into the other elevator.
Oh, geez.
So I managed to slip in there. I slip in the other elevator with them. What the fuck you doing? He's like, we're going to break the elevator. They start jumping in the elevator.
Oh, my God.
Up and down,
No.
up and down, up and down. That stalls the elevator. So they both take off their clothes and start to wrestle. I'm just standing in the corner like, oh, fuck. The one-armed Def Leppard, giant black dude, subway thug from New York, wrestling in the elevator like it's fucking, like it's just gay apocalypse. They're having a blast.
What the fuck?
I'm in the corner like, oh, I don't, nothing.
Nothing? Oh, Jesus.
Nothing. Booze.
Oh,
Booze?
God.
Booze, German drugs. They were on Germany. They were on a dose of Germany.
That's all you have to say.
It gets way worse. So we get the thing to go up high enough where we can crawl out of it. And by crawl out, I mean he crawls out and puts his ass in my face and then grabs me with his fucking legs and pulls my neck through the thing. So now I'm laying there. He's dancing around. They're throwing me around like a rag doll. Def Leppard runs. He just takes off down the hall. The other dude goes in the room room. He was rooming with the lighting guy. He goes in there with the lighting guy, and that's it. I got him in the room. Done. He's not coming out. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back down to the lobby, and hopefully that bar dude is still there, and now I'm going to drink. For real drink. Get down there. He's still there. I'm like, let me get a shot of vodka, and by a shot, I mean an adult drinking glass filled with that, and give me a little tiny bit of diet to throw back after it. I'm drinking that. Security comes up and goes, hey, you. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you're in the band. And I'm like, maybe. Like the Def Leppard guy. That's what he said. The Def Leppard guy is naked, running through the hotel, peeing on everything.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, what? He's like, he's running up and down the hall singing and pissing everywhere. And I'm like, where? And they're like, floor 4. And so, elevator to 4, I see him turning the hallway. So for the next 40 minutes, he would come running down the hallway, stop, piss on a housekeeping cart, piss in a plant, piss on a doorknob, and they can't catch him, and I don't want to touch him. And this goes on, up and down, back and forth, and it's like Gestapo dudes. There must be 10 security dudes, big-ass German, named Magnus and Octavius and shit, chasing him. Eventually, he gets in an elevator, and I happen to be the floor that he pops up on. And he walks up to me, he's like, Def Leppard. And he has no clothes and nothing in his hands, walks to the door where the other tour manager who he's rooming with is staying. Tour manager's passed out. He opens the door like it's locked. I have no idea what he did. He put his dick in the door like a dick push-up or something, but he opens the door with nothing on his hand, closes the door, looks back at me, Def Leppard, locks door.
Def Leppard.
Then here comes security. They run by, and I'm like, all right, so I guess I'm going to go back to my room. So when I get back to my room, when I get to the room and I'm at the door, I can hear glass and shit breaking in the room, and I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking not going in there. So I go back down to the sound man and the other dude's room, where, now this is Europe, so the beds are based. I get sound dude to open the door, and I look at the other guy. He's on the bed for the time being, and I'm like, all right, man, I'll be right back. Go out in the hall, think about it. Come back in. The other dude is in the bathroom. Now he's got boxers on. Don't know where they came from. Leaning against the toilet, and he's pissing all over himself. And I'm like, come on, dude, let's get into bed. And he's like, I'm never leaving this spot. So I have to pick him up. He's peeing on me now.
Oh, God.
So I'm getting pissed on by the subway thug. And I don't mean like baby tinkle. I mean like thug B. It's just pounding on me. It's like getting hit by a midget that's really strong.
Oh,
right in your chest.
Oh, God,
and so he's just pissing on me.
To my mouth. Oh,
so
God.
I get him to the bed. Dude, I'm pretty sure I just didn't want to mention the mouth, but yeah, I think I got a little golden shower going on. So I throw him in the bed. Boxers come off. He's there, butt naked, laying there. I lay on the side of the bed, like on the floor, next to the sound dude. I'm laying there. I'm not going to sleep. Just standing at the ceiling. What the fuck? It's like day 2 of tour. This is bad. And then close my eyes and I open them. And there the sound man is with his big, perfect fucking chiclet teeth, looking down, staring at me, fucking smiling. Like, what the fuck are you doing, John? He's like, just watching you sleep. It's calming. I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking out of here. And so I stand up. And then when I stand up, he scooches back. What do you do? He scooches back. Quinn is butt naked. He's butt naked. They're both naked cuddling.
Everybody's so naked.
So I pick up the dude's camera, take a picture of him laying on the bed with the other dude naked. It's like a Mapplethorpe exhibit in there. So take the picture, put the camera down. Now I'm going back to my room. I get to the room. My idea is to get my equipment and go find the other tour manager that was translating. So I go in the room, and I'm like, fuck, it's trashed. It's fucked. TV's broken. Doors are pulled off the closet. And I'm like, shit, I'll take a shower. Just a quick whore bath. I open up the bathroom door. Elle had a fight with a bathroom and won.
Oh, no.
There are two fist holes in the toilet, like in the porcelain on the side. The lid's broken. The shower curtain's broken. The faucet is broken off the thing. There's water squirted directly in the air. The European bathrooms, they have like an inch barrier at the door. So the idea is you can like shower and you can shit and have the water from the shower running over your feet. That's a fact. Or you could just poop on the floor and watch it rinse away. Choice is yours. So I do the whore bath thing, and then I try to turn all the water off. I get the fucking thing out. I go down to the other tour manager, tell them all this shit, and they're like, well, fuck, we gotta get the fuck out of the hotel. They're gonna fucking, the room. I'm like, no, the room is really bad. Like, beyond, oh, I'm sorry, I spilled a beer on your bed type shit. It's fucked. So, round everybody up. We are all out at the car, like out at the Sprint van waiting, and now we're just waiting on L. And so this is going to be bad. Any way you slice it, this is going to be the worst day of his life. And he comes bobbing through the lobby. Gets to the van. He's like, what's up, guys? Gets in the van. He's like, let's go.
Oh, Jesus.
And then we drove like 3 hours before he stopped and wanted to talk about it, and he actually didn't remember shit. He's like, so what happened to the room, Brad? I'm like, what? He's like, what'd you do? He's like, what the fuck did you do to the room? I'm like, I didn't do shit to the room. I wasn't in the room. He's like, dude, we're going to have look, I don't want to do the boss thing, but I am the boss. It is my tour, so we're going to have the talk. While all of us sit there, he's like, look, man, I know you're from Cincinnati, and I know that, thugged out kind of deal you have going there, destruction is part of Ohio, but man, from the boss to the employee, man, you can't come to the job site and fuck everything up. Now, if they charge us for the room, I'm gonna have to take it out of your money.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm like, you do know that you did that to the whole room, right? He's like, right, Brad, sure. I punched through a toilet? That's some shit you would do. So you think I punched the toilet? He's like, yeah, who else would do it? You or Quinn? And Quinn was in his room. And I'm like, oh, okay, let's just go get some coffee and forget about it. Went and got coffee, and he talked to me the whole way back like, man, just calm down, dude. Life's too short to be beating up toilets and like, you're not fucking 21 on tour, man. Day the trash in the room's over. We're trying to get paid here, man, not lose money. I'm just staring at him like, are you out of your fucking mind?
Like, dude,
I'm not sure what he told. I'm not sure what he told Vice for the cartoon episode. I can't wait to fucking see it. I'm the only one. I am the drunkest person on that tour. Drunk to the point where I'm not drunk. It's medicine. You know what I mean?
Right. And
so I'm the only one that actually knows what happened. Everybody else has a little bit and a little piece of this or that. Other than the fight outside, I saw everything happen.
Oh, man.
My version is better.
That's fucking wild, dude. I can understand kicking the toilet, the bowl, but who punches the tank? Who does that?
I mean, think about it. The amount of destruction, the tiles were cracked. Every pipe was bent. Jesus. So he had to be like, I don't know, laying there punching it? I don't know. I don't know how you get that low and get that much force.
The only thing I can think of is that he was puking in the toilet, and he just wham! He just fucking started smacking the bowl.
That's the only remotely possible fucking thing. How do you can't run across the room at a toilet? You can't run at the toilet and then punch it.
No, you have to get on your knees to punch the damn toilet or uppercut it.
And so since that happened, and I hadn't done this since probably like the late Atmosphere days, the end of those tours, since I felt like I was probably going to get charged for the room anyway, and I didn't. It never happened, so I don't know what the fuck happened, but we never got charged. So, but I assumed it would be coming out of tour money, but my tour money was always right every week. But I was already way too into the next thing that I couldn't stop doing it. So what I would do is then we started having separate rooms because I just wanted to drink vodka and watch movies, and he wanted to have, wrestling with toilets. So it seemed fair. that we would, we could afford a little bit extra to have our own rooms. So, in my room, I would take the tool set that I brought for, mixer, turn table to do the problem, to open it up and fix it. I would unassemble the entire entertainment center, take all the screws out, but I would leave it standing there. And so this is how this works. Then I would take a shit in the bed and make the bed up. Because if the bed is made, housekeeping won't change the sheets.
Oh, no.
And I'll write a note and put it with the poo and say, how's it going, chocolate legs or brown feet or whatever. And then you would come, you and the girl, you're coming to the hotel, it's party time in Germany. And you would slide into there, and now you have shit all over yourself, and you're going to jump up, and you bump the entertainment center, and then that whole thing collapses. And that's what I did the rest of the tour.
Oh, God.
And then I got caught. Elle came down to the room, like one of the last days. He was like, well, all together, man, other than you beating up the toilet in the bathroom, it's been a pretty dope tour. And I'm like, yeah. And then he slapped the entertainment center like, fuck yeah, we're going to do it again. Pop, and then boom. And he looked at it, and it's all over. So he's like, why do you have your tools out? I'm like, I was fixing the turntable. He's like, they're at the venue. Oh. And I'm like, well, he's like, have you been doing this at every hotel? Because every time we leave, the next day there's always someone calling, asking what happened in the room. And I'm like, I didn't. Coincidence? I just kind of left and went to the venue. It was never talked about again. I kind of avoided him for like a day.
You're fucking terrible.
But I would also do the shit dollar thing in between the monitors at shows. Everybody did this. Listen, everybody I toured with participated in this. They'll tell you they didn't. They did. They did. I would shit on dollars, take them in little plastic bags, pull them out. Before anybody got there, we'd put it between the monitors after sound check, and then we'd sit backstage and watch. With the cordless mic in hand, and watch people pick it up like they got away with something, shove it in their pocket, and I don't know why, but everybody with shit on their hands would smell their hand. Like, ew! Like, you can't tell it's shit, it's warm, and it's all over your hand, and it's brown-ish.
Okay, my question is, who put the shit on the dollar? Did you lay it on the floor and shit on it, or how did that work?
No, you put the shit on the bottom, and you lay it face down. You spread it on there with the nice little plastic knife to have in the room. You do it on the table.
Spread that shit.
Then you take the little bag that the coffee filters come in. You take it's like thick butter.
Like butter.
You take the little bag that the coffee comes in.
Do you just take the
put your dollar in? Put your dollar in the bag. Put your dollar in the bag. Get to the venue. Place it where it needs to go. It'll work its magic.
So who's scraping their butthole with a plastic fork or a plastic knife?
Scoop it out the pot.
I don't know. I just threw it away.
You scoop it out the pot, man. Dude, scoop it out the pot and just smear.
And I think I did that. I did that until that caused a riot.
Oh God!
At the El Rey in Los Angeles, we did it, and some dude way early picked it up and he put it in his pocket and wiped it on his shirt. So now he shit on his chest, and a few people laughed at him. That dude was in the bathroom trying to clean up his stuff, but he went and bought some merch, so he had a clean shirt. He's trying to clean his button up. You got to follow me here. He had a plaid button up on. He was trying to clean his plaid button up. And one of the kids from the show came in and was talking to his boy in the bathroom. He's like, man, did you see that motherfucker? He was shit all over him. Stupid fucking blah, 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 blah. The dude turned around like, that was me, Holmes, and stabbed the shit out of him.
Oh, fuck.
And riot.
Holy
and
shit.
We're on stage about 10 minutes into the show, and the promoters and the cops are showing up, and they're like, you gotta shut it down. I'm like, dude, it's 10 minutes in. If you shut it down now, it's fucking curtains here. And he's like, you got 10 minutes, and we're shutting it down. So we're performing and simultaneously packing up and trying to find the back door. And they shut it down in 10 minutes. And you know how the rest goes. The chandelier's breaking. There's just all-out war on the fucking floor. And out the back door we went. End of the shit dollar.
All over a motherfucking poop dollar.
Tour life!
It's fucking nuts, man.
Hey, man. Sometimes you gotta do tour life.
Holy
Everybody
shit.
has to stay busy.
That's a good way to stay busy, I guess. Shitting in beds and shitting on dollars and
Just shitting everywhere. Just breaking
Look, man, that was fucking 10, 12 years ago. I don't think I have it in me anymore. It's too complicated now. I'm over the hill on the pooping in the bed. I don't know if I can balance to poop on the bed now. So I don't think anybody's got to worry about it. Worst thing I do is maybe pull out the dresser drawers and do graffiti on the bottom of the dresser in the event someone ever pulls it out. Oh, shit. Look who's here.
there you go. That's dope. Well,
That's about it.
We're passing it on to the new generation. Kids, if you're on tour, you learn this is what you do.
Hey, somebody pick up that brown torch and run down the road with it. Make me proud.
Pick up that motherfucking brown torch. Oh my fucking god. Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah. That shit goes on forever.
This is fucking awesome. Wow.
Yeah. I got to come up with a new thing to do next time I go out. I can't do the poop anymore, and the pee's just not even funny.
No.
That all kind of starts atmosphere in Toronto. Sean had a song. Here's a segue. This explains how it starts. Sean had a song that was long, and every time he would do that song, I forgot what it was. Maybe it was, don't ever fucking question that. That was the name of the song. I would go to the bathroom and piss. Because it was long enough where I could walk backstage and take a piss. Well, one night, the bathroom was locked from the inside. Like somebody had locked the door and let it close, so I couldn't piss. And it turns out, from the one time I ever had Thai food, because our tour manager, Jaybird, took me to eat it, which I'll never do again, I had to shit. I'm on stage. My time is almost out on the song. I have to shit. I'm going to shit. So, they had the big giant Red Bull table for the DJ. You know, like Red Bull built these tables in the early 2000s that DJs would set up on and have battles, but they left them at the venues. So, giant table solid to the floor underneath was hollow, so you could put your records under there. So, during the song, while everyone's there, I took the shit under the DJ booth. And there was on the rider, we had socks and t-shirts were part of the rider at every show because he would sweat through his shirt, and he wanted a fresh shirt, and I wanted socks. And so I used those socks and that shirt to wipe my ass extensively because it was
Jesus Christ.
Thai food. It was not a solid. It was just a fucking paste party coming out of my ass. The fucking nugget ramp was just flowing. The fudge faucet was fully on. Did that. I scooped it. I got it all in a little pile, and then I put a clean shirt over top of it and kind of slid my records to the left and the right. And then at the end of the night, when Jaybird's helping me pack up, he's like, "What the fuck is that smell under the fucking table?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And he looks down there. He's like, "Dude, somebody shit under this table." And he's like, "You've been up here the whole time. Who could have done it?" And I'm like, "Dude, I've been DJing." He said, "Did you shit under the table?" How could I shit under the table? Don't ever fucking question that. Did you go to the bathroom? I'm like, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, under the table.
Did you go under the table? And I'm like, no. He's like, you fucking shit under this table. How is the clean white shirt on top of the big pile of poop? And those are your socks. You wiped your ass on your own brand new socks and left it there. And I just packed up and just went and waited in the van. So pretty much everything that ever happened ever on tour after that was blamed on me, whether I was guilty or not.
You shit under the table. Of course they blamed you.
Those are your socks.
Those are your
I kind of had like yeah, I mean, you know, it could have been somebody random could have pooped there, maybe. I don't know. Fuck. I mean, it was my shit, but I wasn't going to claim it during the middle of the show.
You shit on everything
so
else, so why not?
But getting caught had the exact opposite effect of Jaybird, thinking that I would be shamed. I just had to do other shit because it became a game. Because it was kind of like a badge of honor for him to be like, "Brad, Did you go to the deli, buy $200 worth of sausage, and hide it all over the hotel? How did you get in all those rooms? How did you get a master key to the hotel? Were you in the back of the fucking hotel lobby desk? No. Where's your $200? I don't know. Why is there sausage wrappers in your room? I don't know. You went on and on.
I'll be in the van. I'll be waiting in the van.
Oh my god.
And so that you know, and I mean, it kept you from going nuts. Polaroid camera, take a picture of your poop, walk up to you, hey, dude, check this shit out. Very simple, very clean, right to the point.
There you go. But those are your socks.
Those are your socks, man.
Those are your Warpig socks.
The craziest shit. What? Sound off his sock. The craziest shit happened on the Warped Tour. That was the craziest shit. There was so many fucking bands on the Warped Tour, like you never knew what the fuck you were gonna get. There was just a who could outdo each other tour. Every year was fucking awesome.
Oh yeah.
There's like 80 buses.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts. It's a fucking...
Yeah, Twisted was just doing the last Warped Tour, and they did a lot
80 buses. You know you can't shit on a bus, right?
Oh, yeah, that's rule number one. Don't shit in the bus.
I bet there's a lot of dip shit. There was a lot of dip shit on the Warped Tour, I guess.
Oh, yeah, you can't shit on the bus. Because there's no, like, if you have a really, like, if you bought a bus, you just have a shredder installed and it shreds the poop. I don't know if that makes any sense. It never did to me, but we never bought a bus. So you don't poop on the bus because the driver who has to clean the bus also has to change that rolling portalet. So you don't shit in it because it stinks up the bus. So what you do is you shit in a bag and you wipe your ass and you put it all in, your bag from the grocery store. And then you're supposed to get out when you stop and throw it in the garbage can. But that's not what happens. You have 80 bands. They're all metal and punk rock bands, and then there's a handful of hip-hop dudes. And depending on that group, depends on where their head's really at. And after a week, their head is not into hip-hop right then. You're doing the hip-hop act, and you have become, at least for them, because they weren't already about, now you're just punk rock as fuck because you're on this tour. So shitting in the bag means creative ways of throwing the bag at the other bus, at the car, putting it under someone's tire in the drive-thru and watching some stranger run over your poop and get it all over the car. That's just where it started. And it just went from there. There's more poop things happen on the Warped Tour than I could ever have accomplished by myself.
It sounds like tour life is
poop,
just...
Poop on the mics, poop everywhere. We would fish every day. So you're supposed to eat those fish, but that's not what would happen. They would just turn up, fish come, you're on stage.
There's a fish.
There's 20 fish.
And some poop.
Yeah, it was just basically, it was summer camp with adults that knew how to fuck shit up.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And you named the band, they were there. The best part of Warped Tour in those days was the band that would have signed up to do the Warped Tour, and then they would blow up. And when they blew up, they decided that merited having a better place to play in the lineup, because the lineups were random every day.
Yeah, they still are.
Now, the main stage was the same. All the stages were the same acts for the same stages every day, but the order was random.
Yeah.
Unless you absolutely had something. Like, I had to leave to go to Scribble Jam, so we had to play early. Like, that's how I got to play early and leave. But normally, you didn't get to pick a time unless you had a real legitimate reason. So let's just say there was a band called Alien Ant Farm, let's just say. And they did a cover of Smooth Criminal, and it blew up. And they thought they were the shit. And they were under contract to finish the Warped Tour, and they thought they should play at this time every day, and there was no, and that's what we're going to do. Well, 2 days went by, and they got worse and worse spots. I don't know exactly how that happened, but it happened. And the third day, they're like, we're playing, and let's play at 8 o'clock because we want a headline. And then Kevin Lyman was like, well, get the fuck off the tour. Well, we're famous. So is everybody else. And you guys actually suck. Beat it. And they laugh.
Hell yeah. Kevin Lyman does shit like that.
Farm, they're on tour with Lynn. You should check them out on tour. They're on tour with Lynn.
Hell yeah, they are.
Steal My Smooth Criminal tour.
Steal My Criminal. That's funny. What? Oh. Hell yeah, man. I'm done with, definitely done with poop stories.
It just sounds like touring is just more. Let's see who can come up with the most creative way to get poop somewhere else other than your anus or the bowl. And in some cases, on the floor,
hey, man,
because there is no bowl.
You want to beat people to the punch. Just a little baggie of poop. Like you carry around, a wallet, a little baggie of poop, and just tuck it under some some car handles. There's a infamous video that floats around on the internet of Glenn Danzig, and somebody knew where he lived. Somebody did, and maybe Glenn Danzig is a dick, and he was a dick to somebody that person knew, and that person actually knocked Glenn Danzig out, not me, at a show in Phoenix. And then when Glenn went back to LA, they spent a week like torturing his house, like putting poop on the door handles, poop on his car handles, and they set up a camera across the street and filmed him every day outside like a fucking 4-year-old, like, fuck, it's shit! What the fuck is with the shit? I'm just saying, the video's out there.
That's like some fucking Adam Sandler shit.
You can track it down.
That's funny as fuck. Oh, I'll have to definitely look that shit up.
It was a lot like that.
That's hella funny, man.
Well, you can find it. If you can't find it, let me know. I think I have a copy. I'm pretty sure I have a copy. And he's really animated when it's mad. It's fucking cute.
Oh, I'm sure. It's fucking hilarious. That's funny. I'll have to call his mother.
It's like a really... Yeah. That,
oh, my God.
That had something to do with it, too. I don't remember the exact story, but that played into it. Yeah, if you can't find it, I'll get you a copy of the video. I know I have one.
Definitely, yeah.
Definitely send that.
I will definitely.
You can put it up on the website.
There you go. Hell yeah. I will check it out for sure. That's funny as fuck. What the fuck else we got?
Stay away from the fucking painting. Get away from the painting. Thank you.
Stay the fuck away from the painting.
It's fucking War Pigs painting.
Not War Pigs.
No, it's actually one of... I got all these... I collect serial killer art. I have for about 25 years.
Absolutely,
so
that's what's up.
Moving some paintings around, and that one is my Richard Speck painting.
Dope.
Nice. I've been wanting to get into collecting like murder items, like things that have killed people, like the murder weapons. So,
well, we just had a. I'm not going to say how I got it, but let's just say my wife got me a set of keys from a dude that just got arrested here literally like 4 days ago. A guy we knew ended up being a serial killer. I kind of lightweight knew he was, and so did she, but somehow his house keys found the way to us.
Oh.
I don't think he killed anybody with them. I'm into artwork, so I have a Gacy, I have actually the first Pogo the Clown that John Wayne Gacy painted.
That's dope.
Oh, wow.
He faces a friend of mine lived near their family where the house was, and he knew him, and so I ended up buying it from Lori from Babes in Toyland, a drummer from Babes in Toyland, way back like in the late 90s. So that one actually gets rented every now and then. They want to use it in a movie, or they want to blah blah blah, or I don't know, have a fucking seance with it. I don't really give a shit as long as it comes back. So that was like the first thing I got, and then I got the Ramirez one, and then I had a Nicholas Flaus one. That's like a French serial killer that idolized Gacy, and he just painted pictures of Gacy, except he could paint really good. So here's his painting next to Gacy's. Gacy looks like a tard, and this one looks like an artist. Then I had the big Richard Speck one, and I have some Zodiac Killer shit. I have Jeffrey Dahmer's doorknob from the apartment, and his mailbox from the house in Ohio. There's a spine on the wall, actually. There's Carl Panzram shit, a bunch of Joe Coleman art because I dig that. Ted Bundy's arrest warrant that they found on him when they caught him in Florida. Stuff like that. If you know the guy, you know a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
All you gotta
fucking
do is know a
awesome.
guy.
That's fucking awesome. I want to create a collection similar to that. That's fucking awesome.
I got lucky, man. Like when I got that Gacy, I don't even know why it was offered to me, but collecting it started there.
Well, you
it
don't
just kind of
turn that
became
down.
easier. Like your name floats. Huh?
I was saying you don't turn that down. Somebody offers you a Gacy painting, you don't turn that down.
Yeah, exactly. And then that puts your name in a circle, and then it just kind of goes from there. Cats will hit you up or find a way to get at you. Like, hey, there are things you have to turn down. Let's put it like that. But most of the time, not. But there's been a couple of times where I'm like, I can't have that in my house.
Well, see, I want I want that stuff. I want the most morbid shit there is. Like, I want the things that they use to kill the people. I'm real morbid. That's dead body, man. That's kind of my thing. I just don't have
that. Wouldn't bother me. That wouldn't bother me at all. The only thing that bothered me was the dude was trying to sell me a pickled baby, which actually didn't really bother me, but he had so many of them.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I'm like, why do you have that?
So where'd you get that?
Like, why do you have like
Yeah.
8 called them? Yeah, I couldn't understand. And then my thing was, if I bought it and had it on the shelf, and then the cops came to the house, which is not unheard of by any means, and they're looking at all this weird shit on the shelf. There's one big shelf in the kitchen that's just all random crazy shit, and that's where it would have been. And what if the cop looked at him and was like, so, where did you get the human baby in a jar? Is that real? Or what if it got knocked off and hit the floor? And then there's a big splattered pickled baby on the floor. Who's cleaning that shit up?
Yeah, where do you put that?
I mean, yeah, it's things
No.
like that. That's like, that's a little questionable.
Yeah, for sure. And so that one had to be avoided.
But
there's a lot of other
that could have brought on
random
legal
small shit.
ramifications,
Donald
like-
Harvey's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I like Donald Harvey's handwritten confession and shit, because he was a serial killer here. The thing is, if they're here, and there's a lot of them that are from here or passed through here, there's just not that many people that collect the shit, so it's kind of easy to get a hold of.
Well, shit, I might have to be sending you some messages.
Oh, no, right.
Yeah.
That's
There's
wild.
plenty of spots here.
So just real quick before we move on, who's your favorite serial killer?
Zodiac Killer is my all-time favorite. So Zodiac Killer, Carl Panzram-ish. My whole left leg, like from my ankle to my nuts, is Carl Panzram. My whole left arm is Zodiac Killer. Whole right arm is just other random serial killers. Most, standard ones are there, and then there's like Baby Farmer and a bunch of shit people haven't ever heard of. But
Right.
ones I kind of dig.
Yeah, there's a lot of them that people.
So both
don't
arms and
realize.
both legs. Yeah, I mean, and Zodiac Killer was always my favorite just because they couldn't catch him. And then that went on for years. I mean, I had the Zodiac.
Motherfucker.
It's Arthur Lee Allen, dude. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That's who it was. Arthur Lee Allen, fact. There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, that was one of the fallback plans, by the way. I was all set up to be a fucking profiler, like for real. Went to college and everything for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Fucking Jonathan Douglas. That was a seminar with him and shit, and watched all this shit, and I was really good at picking it out. And he was like, "Yeah, man, you should totally look into it." So I did. Criminal psychology.
Oh,
So he's like, you kind of got to be off to be. Huh?
Did you get a degree in it, or did you
Did I
just
what?
go to school with it, or for it?
No, I have a degree in criminal psychology.
Oh, nice.
I was going to be a profiler. I didn't have to do anything but go to crime scenes, look at shit, analyze, and decide what I thought the profile was like. And they liked me because my profile wasn't 30 years old, white male, hates his mother, because that's everyone's fucking profile. They always that was more. It's a lot creepier than that when you actually get into it. So it was more fun to do. And I picked a bunch that they couldn't find. When they couldn't find the Green River Killer, I read the very first book, and I'm like, it's Gary Ridgway. He's in the first fucking page of the first fucking book as a suspect. It's him. 15 years later, it's fucking Gary Ridgway. Told you so.
So, well, shit.
They still send shit every night. No, they still send shit for me to read every night. What do you think of this?
Wow. It's a small world that you're over there solving serial killer crimes and making such a pronounced.
Solving them is questionable. I might be able to figure it out. It doesn't mean I'm going to solve them for them. Well, that's their job. They get paid to do it.
Well, they still have to listen to you, but it's like, it's that guy. And then, they just, it's up to them if they listen to you.
That's like getting the answer to the math question without doing the work.
Yeah. It's like, I don't believe you.
I just didn't do the work. Right, exactly.
Right, but I didn't do the work.
Yeah. But the fact of the matter is, dude, is that in that first round of suspects, 99 times out of 100, that dude is in that first round of suspects because he wants the fucking attention.
Yeah.
And then he wants to feel like he got over on you. He was a suspect. Damn near every case you look at, I guarantee the motherfuckers in the first batch, they question him. I don't know. I didn't do shit.
Well, I don't know.
But he was there.
That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy.
That's
man.
awesome. That's awesome.
And then, it could have, and I never went, the degree part was easy. The actual going through with it was kind of, there was X amount of choices. There was play baseball, tour with atmosphere, or head down the road to profiling. And so I turned the other two down to just do the music and not worry about the rest of the shit.
Well, I'm glad it worked out that way.
Plus, I might have made a mistake. And I feel pretty sure I could have made more money doing the baseball thing. But also, I felt like if I was a baseball player or worse, the profiler, that they wouldn't approve me based on prior criminal convictions, and because I know they can see cases you beat, I don't think they were going to want me to be part of their profiling team.
For sure. If you would have just took those points on that,
and in baseball, they would have dug up all that shit anyway, and then it would have been like, well, attempted murder is a charge that you can get and beat. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Damn.
Not saying it was me. I'm just saying that you could have that charge. That'll look kind of weird when you're trying to get into the academy or something.
For sure. I heard there was a lady at the bar that used to pay you $50 a tooth just to randomly beat people up. So.
No, well, let's see. There's a jar. I still have a jar of teeth on the shelf there, but yeah, that is true. So basically, you have, let's say, 3 to 4 bouncers, a couple bar backs, and just general thugs that are hanging out at said club. And what would happen is she was fucking great, but she was a bitch. She died, but she was fucking awesome. She really was, but she was a bitch. And if you were from out of town and you were shitty to her, like you didn't know that she was gonna basically you would show up at the club, she'd be like, "Let me see your wiener." And you might be like, fuck that, and go on in the club. Or she would say something off color to you in the club, and dudes would come out and leave and try to spit on her. And we're all broke. And she'd be like, hey, $50 a tooth. Well, fuck it, dude. There's a lot of teeth in a person's mouth, and when you're broke, those shits come out real easy.
There is a lot of teeth in there for $50 a tooth.
30 something, 32.
I probably got 40 or so in the jar, in the little test tube looking, whatever you call that fucking jar on the shelf that she gave me back years later and shit.
Damn.
I'm sure they're not all ones I got, but some of them are.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that was another lifetime ago, man.
You knock out as much
we were broke.
Teeth, you get paid like you did the Lynn record.
I was getting paid pretty good doing that shit, man. I paid my rent on that more than once.
Oh, bad. $50 a tooth.
Well, I guess I'm going to be working tonight at the club, and I'm going to be short. I hope somebody fucks up so I can make my rent.
Damn.
Yeah, that wouldn't look good. So you're like, I'm just gonna set this jar of teeth next to this baby fetus.
This is my pickled baby.
It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, see what I mean?
All legit.
Like,
it's all legit.
That whole section that whole section of the shelf right there would be incredibly questionable.
Didn't you say there was a spine?
And then
on
there's
the
serial
walls?
killer.
Yeah, didn't you say there was a spine there?
Yeah, there's
Oh God.
a spine above the TV.
Yeah,
like you're watching TV. There's a spine right there.
They're gonna walk in. This motherfucker's a serial killer.
Mm-hmm.
What have you been doing? Where'd you get the spine? I found it.
Yeah, they're gonna look at your. They're gonna look at your record and be like, "This dude became a profiler, so that we couldn't find this motherfucker." And now look at him; he's got a shrine in his living room.
Yeah, I can see him. I can see the argument where I'm like, "You're not taking my fucking spine. Fuck you."
Fuck you! I bought this.
Oh, we need to run some tests. Fuck you! Fuck your tests. Need a fucking warrant.
Yeah, right.
Get a warrant for that spine, motherfucker, and that pickled kid.
I don't care. I don't care what you say.
And that pickled kid. Goddamn.
Oops, did I knock the pickled kid off the shelf? I'm sorry.
God damn it, that was bread and butter, you son of a bitch.
There's fucking kid everywhere. What the fuck?
Stay away from the kid, dog! Stay away from the kid!
No, that's like fucking easy to get. Ask Ozzy.
God damn it.
It's a baby.
God damn it, Brad, those are your socks. Come on.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, man.
It's out of control.
Ooh.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We're going a lot of places. I'm gonna fuck everything up right now.
Oh.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
It's gonna fuck everything up.
Yeah, go ahead.
We're just gonna bring it back down. We're gonna bring it back down to earth. You've mentioned it several times in in the stories about all the craziness and the poop and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I guess it's a positive thing. It's just not funny. It's not about poop or Ozzy Osbourne.
I'm sure it's going to depend on how I spin it, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sure you can make it funny. But no, I know. I guess for a long time, obviously, with your Grey Goose, Mr. Grey Goose, and drinking and vodka, you've definitely had some. Some things going on with that. That you've.
Oh yeah.
You've
I
since
died.
overcome.
I died twice.
That's what I heard.
No, I literally died twice. Yeah. Man, the first time, first of all, understand how fucking stupid it sounds when you tell somebody, well, the first time I died, and then, hold up, you died more than once? Yeah. And so maybe living through the first time is a badge of honor, maybe, depending on what you think about it. But when you die again and it's basically from the same shit, you just look stupid. Even though everyone's like, holy shit, man, twice. You're like, yeah, but you go away from that. You walk, you're at home like, hey, you're a fucking dumbass. You know that? You stupid. You died twice, dummy. Damn, shit. It's not really that cool. It's kind of cool, but, deep down you're like, dumb shit. Yeah. So the first time, it was weird because it's not like I changed any of my routine or anything like that. Just one day, I woke up, and when I went to get out of the bed to go get in the shower, I couldn't get out of the bed, and I don't mean I couldn't move. I couldn't roll over. I'm like, what the fuck? So I kind of plopped over, and I stood up, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Got in the shower, and I couldn't see my dick. I couldn't see my feet. I looked down, I'm like, what the fuck? So my stomach was out past that, so that had happened overnight. So I went from 185 to I think it was 240 in less than 12 hours.
Wow.
And so I had just got back from New Orleans, and we were all kind of chalking it up to bad seafood or drank too much and you're swollen. You know what I mean? Something like that. Most people were like, it's probably some of the shrimp or whatever bullshit I ate.
Shellfish or something.
So, yeah, right. So everybody was giving me something. The Rasta dudes down the street that had a store, try this. This will flush you out. Try this. This person, try this. And it never went anywhere. It didn't hurt. And then, I started feeling weirder as the time wore on. And basically, I ended up, I felt fine. And let's go to the doctor anyway. Went to the regular doctor. And I remember sitting there and the doctor's looking at me and the little nurse comes in. and she's standing like off to the side, but I can see her, and she mouths like, "What the fuck?" So he's like, "Well, you got to go to the emergency room, dude." And so I literally drive a block up the street, go to the trunk, take a big drink of vodka. Seriously, big giant drink of vodka. Rinse it out with mouthwash. Go in. They're waiting on me. I sit down, and then it starts to hit me. Like the fucking neon lights. I can't write. Like it's whatever's going to happen is starting to happen.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there like, I don't know. So I talk. They fill it out. I go down. They get me checked in, and then I'm like, "Hey, man." Well, first they came in. There's a bunch of doctors coming in, and they're like, literally, they come in. There's like 8 of them. Which you figure out later, when 8 of them come in, 8 of them get paid. So they don't really give a fuck when they come to your room. The only chance you have is the nurses. That's who does all the work. The doctors just come in and get the fucking paycheck. They come in and like, so, looking at the chart, and the one dude's like, "Yeah, man, you're going to fucking die." Literally. And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, you're going to die. You need a new liver." And that ain't happening. So, okay, see you later. And they all left.
Wow.
So they get me checked in a room. There's one doctor, this Asian cat named Andrew's son, and he actually gave a fuck. He kept checking on me. But I'm laying there. He's talking to me for a minute. I'm like, "Dude, I'm taking a nap, all right?" He's like, yeah, I'm just going to keep watching whatever the fuck he was watching. And then I woke up it felt like I was asleep for hours. But when I woke up, it's because like it was like flatliners where they were coming out of being under and like all the light came rushing back to them. Mm-hmm. It was just like that, and there was a dude standing over me with the paddles getting ready to fucking zap me again. And I swung at him. "What the fuck are you doing?" And then that doctor and Doctor's son was like, grab my arm. He's like, "Hey, you were dead?" I'm like, "You were dead. Fuck you. Nobody's dead, motherfucker. I took a nap." "You've been dead for a minute."
Oh,
"No, I haven't." "Yeah, you have." And then it's funny because I got that swing out, and like I felt foggy, like I was fine, and then it hit, and then I laid back like, fuck. Like it hurt, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, shit.
Yeah.
That didn't go good.
Wow.
And so, basically, that was that, and then I was in the hospital for a while, and so I had a picture of it right before I died, actually, where I'm laying in the bed holding my stomach and smiling because it's literally the size of 2 car tires.
Wow.
So about 2 weeks in, they take me down. Huh?
I mean, what was it?
Oh. So what happened was my liver failed, and so that happened. Then your kidneys try to pick up the slack. They can't. They failed. It sends it to the spleen. Can't do shit. Spleen fails, and then congestive heart failure, which it had to fail like 4 times for me to actually die. I just wouldn't die. And so I didn't know. Like when it would happen, I would just feel like I was taking a deep breath, and I was just pissed. Like, come on, motherfucker, get me out of here. But I was actually trying to die. So all that happened overnight. And so 2 weeks later, they take me down to the like downstairs part of the hospital for like a kind of surgery thing. You know how like when you're a kid, they say, "Hey, if you get bit by a raccoon or whatever, you're going to have to get a rabies shot." And the needle's 12 inches long. So the doctor made a joke. He's like, "Hey, you know that rabies shot joke?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, it's not a joke. And here it is." And so there's this big 1-foot-long needle. He's like, "I'm going to stick it in your stomach and we're going to drain this shit out." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And he's like, "You want lidocaine?" I'm like, fuck all that. Just stick it in there. Who gives a shit? I already died. I used that one for about a year, by the way. What the fuck you don't talk to me like that, motherfucker. I died. What do you mean you didn't put 2 pieces of cheese? I was dead. Free cheese. Crazy. I'm just saying. Anyway. So they stick that in there, and the first time they did it, they took 32 quarts out of my stomach, and it still wasn't all of it. It's all bile and backup and stuff like that because your body you're not getting rid of it. Nothing's getting processed to go for you to get. You can't shit or piss it out because it's not going there. And so that was 32 quarts, and then I think I went back about 4 days later, and they did it again. It was like another 25, and then it was flat. And then they discharged me and had me on like a liver transplant list. And basically they thought I was going to die before I ever got a liver. So to be a dick, I read a bunch of shit on it and figured out a way to heal it, which should have been impossible. And I did.
Wow.
Took like 4 months. And it's literally just, you see people doing the natural juice shit. For 4 months, I didn't do anything but juice. No real food, no meat, no nothing, just juice. Juice. Like, basically, I did the juicing like I drank. I didn't give a fuck. I didn't have to smell the drink. I didn't smell it, just downed it. So I would take broccoli, jalapenos, oranges, lemons, put it all in a fucking blender, and swallow it all. And months later, I have to get another biopsy, and he's like, yeah, so whatever you're doing, I'm like, I eat steak and potatoes every day. Mm-hmm. He's like, well, whatever you're doing, you healed your whole liver minus the scar at the bottom. I'm like, okay, so I'm good to go. And he's like, yeah, I don't know what you did. I'm like, I told you, steak and potatoes. And he goes, sign the paper. I signed the paper, so I'm discharged officially. And he goes, so you were juicing, weren't you? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me that? He was like, I'd lose my job. I'm like, holy shit. Like, he knew that was the way out. You know what I mean? But he said, if I ran into you at like a restaurant, I would have told you there.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you in the hospital. I'm like, well, why don't you go do some other kind of medicine? He's like, man, I got a wife. I got 2 kids. I got a mistress and a girlfriend, and I got to support all that. And I can't do that on Mr., weird West European Eastern medicine. It didn't pay.
That's
so
fucked up.
That was it. Like, and then it was back to zero. So, and I stayed at zero for about 2 years, maybe. Go ahead.
I'm just curious. So, like, this juicing thing, like, is it just you just basically? Was there any particular liver saving juice like blend that you had to use?
Yeah. In the morning I would do cucumber, a lemon, an orange, and I mean a whole lemon, the skin and all.
Yeah.
And the orange skin and all. And I would do a big, like, fist-sized thing of ginger root. I would drink it every morning like it was water.
Yeah.
And that, basically the citrus and the ginger, like the whole ginger thing, you hear cats talk about that shit,
It's supposed to be like the best thing for
everything.
You. Yeah.
Yeah, but see, here's the problem with that shit, is that when cats talk to you about that shit, they have to fucking make it sound like it's hippies and there's fucking dolphins flying in the fucking air, and they can't just tell you, drink this shit and you won't die. Yeah. Drink this shit and you'll feel better. You'll be okay. You could still drink beer, you could smoke weed, you could fucking listen to rap, hardcore, metal, whatever the fuck you want. You don't have to be a pussy, but they make you feel like you're going to be a pussy, which is why no one wants to do it.
Exactly.
I'm not doing that pussy shit. Fuck that. So I did it like I was a fucking thug. I shoved the shit in there mean. I played fucking MOP in the background and drank it like I was at a bar pounding liquor.
He's punching blenders.
There was no bitch made in it at all. And the whole time I'm like, it's like yoga. If a motherfucker told you to do yoga like he would tell you to fucking punch somebody in the mouth, you'd be able to do yoga knowing that you look like an idiot, but at least you feel kind of tough because the dude doing it is not fucking dancing around like fucking Richard Simmons.
Right.
That's why all that shit doesn't work for a lot of people, because you feel like an idiot. It's not supposed to be shaming you into being better. I'm supposed to help you get better, not shame you there.
Yeah.
Here, you are a horrible person. Drink this juice, fucker.
Right.
Yeah. Because you're so stupid, drink this. So that happened, and then I was straight for a while. And then, let's just say circumstances led me back down that road again. So basically, almost kind of repeat. It's the same thing, but it wasn't my liver. I didn't eat for 6 months.
That's probably not good.
I didn't eat. Like if you guys were here with a pizza, you give me a pizza and I take a bite and I'd be like, yeah, I'll get to it later. And I go back to drinking. And I wasn't drinking vodka. I was drinking beer. And it was just like the vodka. Eventually, I didn't want Grey Goose because that shit on the bottom shelf called like Carl's Vodka did the same thing. Fuck Reserve, Ice House, some shit called Big Jug, Power Master, you name the hooch, Crazy Horse, I drank all that. And so I didn't eat. Basically, I had turned my brain in the mush. We had this big-ass festival in Cincinnati I had to play called Ubon. And the week of, I fell down an entire flight of steps in the house, hardwood steps at that, split my head open, broke my leg, broke all my ribs, part of my arm and my shoulder, wouldn't go to the doctor, and fucking went and played the show anyway.
Jesus.
Went to the show, flew Brother Ali in, Laura did. My wife flew Brother Ali in. We had Merce there, we had Sean there, Prof was there, Fundo was there, and a friend of mine gave me a cane. I went up on the fucking stage like Willy Wonka with a cane. And I needed it, but everyone thought it was part of the act. But once the music started, plowed through the fucking routine, no mistakes, no problem. Raised by Wolves were like the MCs for me while I was doing it, hyping the crowd, and they did a song. Then when I was done, walked over to the edge of the stage to shake hands, got stuck, couldn't get up. My homie got me up, brought me back to the house. That was Saturday. Sunday, I sat around the house drinking. Monday, went to the doctor, and he's looking at me like, holy shit. All this is broken. Like, you're broken, literally. Like, you have a fucking dent in your head the size of a fucking cantaloupe. I didn't realize that until I saw a picture like a year later. I had a fucking dent where my head was split open. And so, went to the hospital again. And they're doing the liver check shit, and they come back. I'm like, come on, tell me my meld count that has to do with your liver. Tell me my meld count is okay. And they're like, and now it's starting to kick in. I'm getting ready to die again anyway. And I can tell. And I'm fighting it off like, yeah, I'm not fucking doing it. And you can't make me do it. Fuck you, I'm not dying. It's kind of how it goes in your head. And they're like, your meld count's fine. Your liver's fine. So what's wrong? And now it's going slower. What's wrong? And they're like, well, you haven't eaten for like 6 months. You have brain damage. What? Damaged brain, drain them, and then I'm out. And then come back to, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was hallucinating so fucking hard from the alcohol detox at that point. I literally cussed my wife out for interrupting me on a phone call that didn't really happen. Give me my fucking cell phone. First thing when I woke up from being dead, I told her I had to call Louis Farrakhan.
The fuck?
So me and Farrakhan made a smooth jazz record together in that hospital room, in my mind. All my friends that were there like, yeah, man, you were pretending like Louis Farrakhan was playing the flute in a corner under your pillow. And you were dancing around the bed going, doodly doody doo doo. So they all made little covers of CDs for me. When I got out of the hospital, there's a little stack of me and Louis Farrakhan's record called Smooth Jazz with Brad and Lou. Shit you not. So I have the brain damage, and I get back to the house, and the deal was when I went to the hospital Monday, we went to the primary care physician. He's like, "You're fucked. You're going to the hospital. Go home, get some shit. I'll have him pull the private room." So we come home, and Laura's getting all my shit together, and there's this one beer, and I'm like, you know what? I'm drinking that. She's like, go ahead, drink it, and it's the last one you're gonna have. Oh yeah, we'll see about that. In the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this shit. If I go down here and I fucking die, I better not die when I go to the hospital. If I fucking die when I go to the hospital, I'm over this shit. Dude, I better not fucking die. I fucking kind of like drinking. I don't want to die. Go and I die. So I'm pissed about that when I wake up because now I won't drink because that was the deal in my head. So now I have brain damage. Come back, brain damage. Brain damage. It looks like someone punched right where that big dent is. That's all dead. So a week goes by and it's time to go downstairs and scratch. And I get down there, turn everything on, turntable, literally here I go, and my hands won't work.
Oh, shit.
I can move them, I can wiggle my fingers, but they won't. What they're supposed to do when they touch the record won't happen for real. So I can't scratch. And that's where we get to like the circuit bending thing and shit like that. But there's some other weird shit that happens that, let's just say that without going, there's really no detail I can give you. I can only tell you the end result. One night I went to bed and the next morning I woke up all covered in dirt and shit. And my wife's like, what the fuck were you doing? I'm like, sleeping. You were here. She said, yeah. Well, okay, maybe you're sleepwalking. Fucking weirdo. And I got up and I went downstairs and I could scratch everything I could do before and then some. And then I could play the piano. And then when I looked at the circuit board, I understood everything on the circuit board with no formal training. I could read it. And went back to neuro. And when they looked at my head, they're like, yeah, so your brain... And he knew about the circuit bending thing. I told him I was trying to do this to, like, fix my head.
Yeah.
They're like, basically, your brain, you circuit, not you, but your brain was circuit bent. And so it looks like overnight somebody rewired all that across your brain and under the damage, and there you go. I'm like, okay, so now I can, like, bend spoons with my mind, like, in powder, right? I have, like, a superpower, right? I'm going to be albino, I'm going to be, and, like, I'm totally convinced I'm totally going to be, like, melting walls with my mind laser and shit. Like, I got this shit. This is going to be fucking awesome. You can't out-scratch me because I'll fucking melt your record, motherfucker. Mind laser, deal with it. But no mind laser. So all that other shit happens, and that's cool. The weird part is that if I'm sitting somewhere or if I'm driving, like if I drive from here to the grocery store, which is about a block, in my head, it takes an hour. It's the longest shit in the world. On the highway, it doesn't bother me. Everything plays in slow motion. So when I'm sitting here, if you threw a brick at me from across the room, in your mind, it's 1 second across the room. In my mind, it's like a minute. And I'll look up, and I'll watch it come towards me, and I'll grab it. Like the Flash
Bullet
in the
time.
fucking movie. Literally, exactly like that. You throw it, I catch it. I have all the time in the world. I'm driving the car. My wife's like, you're driving like a maniac. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you just squeezed in there. I'm like, I had like 20 seconds to just kind of roll through it. What the fuck is wrong with you? So that's what it ends up being. My mind fires in slow motion. I see everything just like you do. I just see it like in field vision, like really slow.
That's crazy, man.
And here I am.
Wow.
That's
Here I am.
awesome.
There you go.
That's awesome. You know, you hear about all that
So
shit.
yeah, man, all I had to do was fucking die twice.
And smash your face into a flat.
Woo!
I want to know where the dirt came from.
Hey, the bonus. According to my wife, the same place, the two weird, I'm not making it up. You can feel them for yourself. There's an implant behind each ear. There's these weird balls in my ear, in the back of my ear. You don't believe me? Don't believe me. I don't give a fuck. They're there. They're symmetrical. Don't know. Don't really care. I never got to bend a spoon, so I don't consider it that cool.
I mean, that's...
So you just woke up one morning covered in dirt, being able to do everything way better than you could before, and you see shit in
Yeah,
slow
you know what?
motion.
Here's an easy way. Here's an easy way to gauge it. You can look at timeline on Instagram, and you can follow it, and there's a huge jump from baby circuit bending to how the fuck did he do that? And then, you know, here's me playing around with a toy, making a beat to, like, run the Dibbs. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's just a weird jump in time where you're like, what the fuck happened? That happened overnight type shit? Basically, yeah.
Wow.
Hey, but I mean that's how brain damage shit works. You know, sometimes it just you're just getting shit out of the way, and it's able to rewire your brain more efficiently, and it just, you know.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, it's not. They showed me the picture, and like, so you see this, and this means this, and I'm like, you know, whatever. I mean, it works, right? They're like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. I'm like, well, you're the doctor. No, I can't make sense of it. He's like, well, it works, right? Yeah.
Well,
Same shit I just said.
doctors, you know, we think they can do healing shit. No, there's a reason why they call it practicing medicine, because they're just the best at practicing it, and they have the best guesses because they have the most knowledge about it. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Somebody else told them, hey, when this happens,
And the thing is, I'll take it back on that one to the same thing. You want to know who saves your fucking life? The nurse. It's the nurse that's covered in blood. If anyone that's ever been in a hospital for any of that shit, it's always the nurse. The dude with the paddles, that was a male nurse.
Yeah.
The people that bring you the food, the people that are holding your fucking hole shut when you're shot and stitching you up, those are nurses. The only time you're going to see the doctor is when they're coming in and tell you you're fucked, or hey, you're doing okay, or you're in the operating room and you won't see them anyway. They're in there, they do their job, and they're out. Nurses do all the work. 98% of what happens in a hospital is a nurse. Sure. They know all of that shit. Doctors doctors lie to you about the shit. Oh, you're going to be fine. Nurse, if you got to tell the truth, dude, you're going to fucking die. Here's what you need to do.
Yep.
Yeah. Nurses. Yeah, thank you, nurse. Fuck your doctor.
Exactly.
Oh, side bonus to all of this. There's one more part to it, is that so there is dead memory. So there's X amount of whatever in my brain that's washed. And I don't know what it is until you're in front of me and I don't remember it. So there have been people that have come up to me and they know, hey, Brad, what's going on? How you doing? I'm like, good. And I'm like looking at the wife, like, get the name. I'm like, hey, here's my wife, Laura. And I'm waiting for them to be like, hey, I'm Danny or whatever. And if I get it, I get it. But they'll start talking like, hey, remember the time this, and this? It's clear they had been to my house, knew what car I had back then. And I have no fucking clue. No matter what I do, they're gone. It doesn't exist. But the best part is that tends to apparently be happening with people I would not have liked. Because, like, when they keep talking to me, I'm like, man, I'm glad I don't remember this motherfucker. So, basically, it washed out a shit ton of stuff. There's probably some good shit in there, but, when you're talking to the person and they seem nice anyway, you can just kind of roll with it and pretend like you remember.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
That's how my brain works. I just don't have brain damage like that. Every day's a new fucking day for me. It sucks, man. I can't remember shit. I hate it.
I don't even know. I felt like there was going to be a lesson at the end of that. I'm not sure if this is a positive or a negative towards alcohol.
I don't know. I mean, there's nothing that I can tell anybody to make them. I'm not that dude. Like, I'm not preaching any of it. I'm not telling you don't drink. I'm not telling you this. Drink, motherfucker. You want to drink? Go ahead. You could say there's rock bottom. There's no rock bottom. That wasn't rock bottom. I had to die twice. That was just fucking stupid. So I did something stupid enough. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty fucking dumb. I'm kind of done with that.
Yeah.
You gotta hit rock bottom, man.
So do you?
No, you don't. Still? And you don't need a fucking room full of. You don't need a room full of fucking people to help you do it. So you want to fucking quit? I don't give a fuck what it is. Quit.
So do you drink?
Quit.
You quit? You're done with that?
Well, yeah, I haven't had a drink in 2.5 or almost 3 years now.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's a silver lining there.
That's good.
You drank enough to kill yourself and then get superpowers.
I mean, I liked drinking. I'm not gonna lie about it. It's just something I can't do that shit in moderation. Fact. But it didn't take a counselor or a room full of assholes to tell me. I just knew. You shouldn't be doing that thing.
Yeah.
And even if none of that had happened, you get to a certain age, dude. You can't do what you did when you were 19 and 20. If you get through 30, and you did all the shit we all did to get there, and you're still alive, you should probably just pump your brakes. Doesn't mean you can't have fun. You can still do the shit. You just can't do it like when you were 21.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And here's the one thing that comes out of you. Ready? Here is the worst habit in the world to decide to do in your 40s. Fucking heroin. Who the fuck picks up heroin in their 40s and then ODs because they cut it with fentanyl? You have a better chance of getting me to go in a room and suck 20 dicks than trying fucking heroin. I would legitimately entertain the idea of putting a cock in my mouth before I would ever think that, hey, the shit that's killing everybody, I'm going to fucking do that.
Let's give that a shot.
There, that's advice. Right. Don't do heroin, stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, that is absolutely.
Yeah.
That is fucking, yeah. That doesn't even make sense.
No, it doesn't. You'll like get a message, hey, you hear what happened to so-and-so, and you're like, the dude I grew up with that's my age, and like, yeah, he OD'd. He OD'd. He didn't do heroin. Oh, he just started last week.
Oh.
For what?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Okay, you didn't have access to the room of dicks. That's why.
He didn't have access to the room of dicks.
Somebody get this man a bunch of dicks.
Right.
That's fucking ridiculous. Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah, no, I can't tell anybody. There's plenty of dudes that will hit me up on Instagram and want to talk about it, and I'll talk about it with them. But at the end of the day, I tell them the same fucking thing. Here's what it boils down to. You keep doing what you're going to do. I'm not talking about just drinking in general. Just the reason you're on the phone with me, not you, that person calling me, is because you're worried about it. You don't want to die or blah, 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 blah. Well, then don't. I can't fucking hold your fucking hand and hold your dick so you can pee straight. Just fucking stop. Because the girlfriend or the dude you're with, they're going to fucking get tired of your dumb shit eventually anyway and leave you. Everything that you think is okay, you know, when you watch Intervention, you're like, man, I'm not that bad. Guess what? You are that bad. Because when I watch it now, and my wife goes, see that? That is exactly how you were. And I'm like, dude, he's drinking mouthwash. She's like, yeah. Like, I did that. She's like, yeah, you don't remember? No. Do you remember falling through the kitchen table? No. Do you remember kicking the dog out and telling the dog it was homeless in the front yard at 3 in the morning? You're fucking homeless. No, but it sounds funny. I was like, well, it is now. But, you know, you made the dog homeless for 20 years. Homeless. Who's going to feed you? Like the dog was going to answer me.
Right.
But by all means, if you want to enjoy that shit, keep doing that dumb shit. In the meantime, shut up and drink your 40 and just keep it all to a minimum roar, motherfucker. You'll be fine.
And don't do heroin.
And don't do heroin.
Yeah. Yeah, at the end of the day, just fucking smoke some weed. You'll be fucking happy anyway. You just smoke weed.
Smoke weed.
Ish.
Lots of ginger.
Lots of ginger.
Dab. Yeah, block of ginger. Weed and block of ginger every morning. That's all you
Dab
need.
some ginger.
There you go. That sounds like it would hurt.
Hollow out a big ginger root, smoke your weed through the ginger, then eat the ginger.
Oh, God.
There you go.
Oh, it's the way to make something that tastes like shit taste even worse. And I like ginger. But ginger root's fucking horrible.
Look, dude, you got to accept the fact. That's how you get good at drinking shitty stuff. Just accept the fact it's like that. It's like being in college. It's like being on tour as far as diet goes. You don't give a fuck what it is. Oh, look, it's a cheeseburger that's been on the ground for 10 minutes. Mine.
Just
let go. Just put the weed in the, just put the weed in the ginger. Ozzy would do it. Ginger! War pigs.
War pigs.
Ozzy would do it. Holy fuck, man.
Hashtag things Ozzy would do.
What would Ozzy do?
Yeah, what would Ozzy do?
Holy shit.
He'd smoke the fuck out of
it's what wouldn't he do?
That I'm pretty sure he did heroin. Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Yeah, but when Ozzy did heroin, it was heroin. It wasn't cut with fentanyl and fucking diapers and Indian food and fucking hot sauce.
True.
It was just dope. Back in the 70s, you look at footage from the 70s, some of them look fucked up and some of them look like they are fucking just ginormously happy pimps. Hey, I'm on fucking 8 kinds of drugs and nothing could harm me at all. Yep. Big pimping, baby. They're fine. It's not like it was. But when I was a kid and you bought weed, that's what you said. You got weed? There wasn't 3,000 strains. We had fucking weed.
Yeah, no.
So it was the same with dope back then.
There was good weed and bad weed.
It was the same with dope back then.
Right.
Yeah, there was brick shake weed and then there was good weed. And back then there was dope and it was cut with laxatives. All of that shit. Laxatives. So maybe you poop a little bit more than usual, but there you go. It's not like it used to be. You get some asshole cutting it with fentanyl. Fentanyl is dosed to people in hospitals in micrograms that fit on the size of the head of a needle. Literally, that will sit a grown man on its ass. They're cutting your dope with that stupid. You're snorting half fentanyl, half coke, half fentanyl, half heroin. You're going to die. Stupid. There you go. I told you twice. So if you're listening and you go do it after this, if you're listening and you go do heroin that's cut after this, you should have entertained the idea of that dick in your mouth.
Absolutely.
At least make somebody else happy.
Just look at it. Cock. Cock.
Come here, you big hairy bastard. Get in my mouth.
Or spend some time trying to get your own cock in your mouth. You'd never do dope then, would you?
I'm too fat for that shit now.
You know what, man? I am too, but I definitely got caught doing that when I was a kid. That happened.
I was a lot more flexible back in the day.
Yeah.
Look, here's the brief story. A friend of mine told me You know how you know if you're a man? How? You suck your own dick. I'm fuck out of here. You can't suck your own dick. Fuck, I can't. He said, you should try it. So when I go home, I'm in my parents' bathroom. They're at work. I am in reverse said somersault probably for a week straight after school, trying to work it into my mouth. Because the minute it touches my mouth, you motherfuckers would not be having this interview. I wouldn't have left my room. Ever. I would have quit school. I'd have just laid in there. I would have maintained the perfect weight. My mother would open the door. What can you just throwing some bread? Shut the door. Bread and water and my bread and water and my dick in my mouth. So a week goes by, stretching, and on the last day of said week, oh my fucking God, cock hit lips. Boop. Oh my God, I got my dick in my own mouth, and now I'm on a fucking rampage. It's going in my mouth. I am blowing myself. Every one of you motherfuckers listening knows you thought or tried it and you couldn't do it. Guess what? It worked for me.
I did.
Big enough to go in my own mouth, Junior. And then I'm getting comfortable. And then this is what I hear. What the fuck are you doing? And I look around I look through my ass and there's my dad staring down at me. I am butt naked. I look through my ass, he's right there. I am butt naked with my dick clearly trying to go in my mouth. He goes, what are you doing? And this is my answer. What are you doing? I'm stretching. You're what? I'm stretching. What? Take the dick out of your mouth. I'm stretching. He just closed the bathroom door, and left me alone. Closes the door, never, ever mentions it again. Literally. 30 years go by, man. He never said one fucking word, never looked at me sideways, never said a word. Except one night, there was a Saturday Night Live skit in a yoga class where Will Ferrell managed to get his dick in his mouth. He got up and left the room. He looked down. I mean, this was like 3 years ago. 3 years ago, hanging out with my dad, watching the Best of Will Ferrell CD. He got up, stared at me, and left the room like, you motherfucker, dick sucker, literally.
What the fuck?
That story is called The Stretching. I'm going to get that bitch animated one day.
Oh,
I looked through my ass, and there's my dad. I just need to get that shit on a t-shirt. I looked through my ass.
These are facts. These are facts, man. These are facts. That happened. Now, for all you listening out there that you're looking down, and you're looking down right now, and you're like, man, I don't really have a big belly. I might pull that off. Here's what you do. You got to stretch.
Here's what you do.
And then you got to go into reverse. Listen, you got to go reverse somersault. You got to arch that back. It's coming right at you, man. Just open wide. And goodbye, because we'll never see you again. Get it in there. But remember this. Lock the bathroom door. Important.
That is important.
It is important.
Oh my!
And if you get caught, you're fucking stretching. That's it. You were just stretching.
Naked.
Stretch it out.
Stretching. Stretching.
Stretching.
Oh,
I'm stretching.
Stretching. Stretching. War pigs. Oh my fucking god. Oh shit. Mr. fucking
There it is. Black and white.
Dibbs.
Yes, sir.
Wow. This guy also
The truth
makes
has been
music.
told.
Just if anybody wanted to know. I don't think that's important anymore.
Shit.
I don't think holy fuck. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, man.
I fucking love you. Holy shit. This is fucking great. Okay. Before God knows what else happens, I'm gonna ask you one more question, and it's not crazy. But we ask all of our guests the same fucking question, no matter who they are, where they come from. It's a simple interview question, bullshit, but it's awesome.
Oh,
so essentially, if you're
this is going haywire.
it's not even gonna go crazy. You got 3 records. That's it. That either influenced you or touched you in a way.
I have three records.
3 records. Top 3, whether they influenced
like a song or a record.
Like a record.
Okay. Let's see.
You gotta dig deep in your one of your 3 souls. I guess you can pick one for each life.
Stay out of the dead zone.
See here, one would be. Most of these are production-based things. That's why it should be a little easier. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Public Enemy, Bum Rush the Show. That's one. That's a production one.
Dope.
Slayer, South of Heaven, was that Rain and Blood?
Classic, man.
Ice Cube, America's Most Wanted, production.
Fuck yeah. All the above on that record.
There they are.
That's a great
all of
fucking
them.
record.
Public Enemy shit, because the Bomb Squad as a production team did shit like sample Slayer. And so, not on that record, but on the next record, She Watched Channel Zero, they sampled Rain and Blood. So that's how everything starts to click in my head when I'm working on that shit back then. Like, oh, I can do what the fuck I want. They did.
Hell yeah. Absolutely.
And it all came together on America's Most Wanted, Public Enemy's production team. That's who did that record. So that record was just them showing the fuck off. There you go.
Hell yeah. That's the fucking shit, man. This is shit. Holy fuck. Well, I think we're out of time.
Yes.
I think we're out of time, sir.
You had enough?
I haven't had enough.
Time's good.
We're gonna have to have a part 2.
Yeah,
Jesus
hopefully.
Christ.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have you back sometime for sure.
Oh, we can do a part 2 whenever you're ready. I
yeah.
got plenty more. Trust me.
This was
There's more where that came from. That's the tip of the iceberg.
You're making a fucking series.
That's just the tip of the poop dollar sticking out.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying.
Hell yeah.
It's right there at the top.
But yeah, if you guys out there listening, you actually want to learn more about Mr. Dibbs and the shit he does in fucking music and not his awesome stories, which you can hear here, check out MrDibbs.com, at Mr. fucking Dibbs on Instagram. Where else can they find you? SoundCloud. You're all over the place.
All that shit. Mr. fucking Dibbs on YouTube. I just kind of started getting into I just did 10 minutes worth of shit in the basement that somebody would actually like to see. So we started filming the shit. So there's new
Hell yeah.
shit up there. I don't know, every couple of weeks or so.
There you go. New shit dropping all the time.
Culminating in, yes.
Check out those fucking
Definitely.
dope circuit bending videos and crazy shit going on Instagram. Peep the fucking Run the Dibbs, Run the Jules remix record. New shit dropping all the time. So if you don't know who this guy is, follow his ass. Hit him up. Learn. This is entertainment. For show.
Thank you very much.
Hell yeah, man. This was a wild roller coaster of poop and spankings, and we fucking appreciate it.
Told you at the beginning we were gonna get learned on.
we definitely got learned. We definitely got learned, man. But I think we're gonna play. We're gonna play a little bit of music for the folks to enjoy, and yeah, I think that about wraps it up. But we definitely appreciate you hanging out with us, man. Welcome to the Replicon Radio family. Once you're in, you're always a part of the family. So whatever you need, man, we're always here. You hit us up anytime.
Much appreciated. Much appreciated indeed.
Any last minute shouts out or anything you want people to check out or?
Yeah. Shout out to you guys for having me on the show. Fuck.
Well, thank you very much.
There it is.
Sir. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being a part of it, sir.
Thank you. Hopefully I'll see you guys in Dayton.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. For sure.
Absolutely.
We'll be out there.
I'll try to make it up there. I'll let you guys know.
All right, man. Awesome. Well, yeah, we'll talk to you soon. We're definitely going to have you back, man. Much love. All right, man.
Anytime.